Welcome to Week 7 of the EFA. Two teams in search of their first win of the season, but don't let that lead you any other way than to understand that the pads will be popping, the tenacity will be at an all-time high. Pride is most on the line as one of these two will right the ship when the dust settles. It's 0-5 Prague, 0-4 Tirol from the shadows of the Alps in Innsbruck. With Jeff Haxton, I am Kyle Schasberger. Jeff, quite the matchup we have here for Week 7. Two teams have not found a victory yet this year. One will here today. A lot on the line. Progress is what most is on the line for one of these teams as they try to correct the wrongs from the season thus far, and to get a win and to be able to earn a victory creates certainly some interesting stakes here between these two in Tirol.
Yeah, Kyle, it's great to be with you here. It's, and we've seen these teams, and we've seen their DNA. Their DNA is strong. They have struggled with some depth issues, some injuries, some, not quite having enough bodies, but the foundation is there for both of these teams. And so as they come into today, it's almost like a fresh slate. We've seen both these teams take the field. There's no lack of emotion. I mean, look at these guys running out, and they've been through so much tests. You've had all of these teams in this league cross each other's paths. But, Prague has already played Nordic twice, Paris, Munich, Frankfurt. Tirol has played Munich, Nordic, Paris, Frankfurt. And this is the first time they get a look at each other. So they're going to look across the line of scrimmage today, eye to eye, and say, all right, so far we've been level, but who wants to go in a different direction? And that's the way this is going to feel. Whomever comes out of here with a victory between these two squads is going to feel like new life, and the other is going to feel really bad.
And Jeff, it's a two-game slate here this week, Week 7 of the European Football Alliance. You have Nordic at 5-0 and Munich at 4-0 coming up tomorrow afternoon, and this game with a pair of winless teams. They are two teams with the goose egg in the win column. As you see, Tirol has just taken to the field the home team, who's wearing the white and the silver. Prague will be dressed in the red here today, but these are two teams, Jeff, that were much more competitive in their last time out. You look at Prague, they fell at Frankfurt in Week 6. That was on June 27, 31-18. They were in that bowl game. It was much more competitive than a lot of the other previous games that they had played. You look at the most points scored by any team in this league. Prague is last. They've only scored 67. They've allowed 193. They've allowed the most points in the league. But again, a tighter game, a two-possession loss at Frankfurt. And then for Tirol, it's the same thing, right? 24-17, they lost at Paris. I mean, they took Paris down to the wire. So a lot of things to kind of build off of as, again, they seek that first win.
Well, yeah, and I had that Paris and Tirol game, and Tirol was up, and then Paris was able to dig in and get the game equalized, and then had to drive as we have the national anthems coming up, so we will pause for that. They had to drive to get a win late as we'll hit the national anthems.
National anthem from Prague. You'll hear it for Tirol here momentarily. Again, 0-5 Lions from Prague and the Raiders from Tirol at 0-4, each seeking their first win of this EFA season.
right, Kyle, we have the national anthem for Austria, and I want to give you a few just pregame notes on these teams. And the thing that interests me the most about Prague's last outing, you developed another star, okay? All we hear about for Prague, and for good reason, is Willie P. Right? We're going to hear Willie P's name a lot. We hope that he gets it in space so he can create and do things that will help this offensive line in their protection. Okay, that's a huge part of this game. But you also have the reigning EFA Player of the Week in Matty Bealey. Matty Bealey goes for all of those yards last time out against Frankfurt, including a 43-yard touchdown reception. Let me get your thoughts. That looks like they've developed a little two-headed monster now. That could open up this entire offense for Jalen Henderson.
Yeah, I agree, Jeff. And Jalen's got to be able to carry this team. He's got to put the team on his shoulders. You're getting a look at the quarterback. The signal caller now is a 60% passer on the year, 781 yards, 4 touchdowns, and 4 interceptions. He can do it with his arm. He can do it with his legs as well. And Willie Patterson has been the focal point of this offense. And, you know, defenses are keying on Willie P. So Jalen's got to be able to do a little bit more, spread the wealth, distribute. And Matty Bealey, to your point, you know, the reigning Player of the Week in EFA, that's going to be a big part of it, right? And drawing some attention away from William Patterson. And he's had 39 catches, close to 500 yards, 3 TDs in the receiving game, but he can run the football as well. So I think, Jeff, one of the keys, right, for Prague is if you know the defense is going to key on Willie P, and he is and has been the focal point of your offense, how do you get more creative in getting him the football? And I think, you know, last game you and I did a couple of weeks ago, we saw some of that in display, such as a bubble screen or some wraparound, you know, type reverses and getting him the ball out of the backfield, and that's going to be a key thing. But at the same time, Jeff, like we're talking about the offense for Prague, I mean, defensively, it's going to come down to getting some stops, red zone defense in particular, but two, you know, limiting turnovers, right? It's a mistake type thing that you're trying to avoid to be able to, the team that makes the least amount of mistakes, right, Jeff, is going to win this ball game between two teams that haven't found a win yet this season.
Yeah, and teams that, you know, can play on their system. As you look at the starters here, Tim Unger is a guy that's going to be involved in a ton of plays. He'll run around for you. Jerron Wilson as well. Those are the defensive starters for Tirol. And, you know, it's interesting here because we have a couple of dynamics, Kyle, on bye weeks. So the last thing that Raiders tasted was that heartbreak against Paris. They had an open date last week. So you're thinking fresh, right? Prague's coming in. They maybe not as fresh, but they know that their open date is next week. So they can say, all right, we've got 2 weeks to recover, and we'll see if that has anything to do with anything for this afternoon's contest.
Yeah, so it's a matter of you got one team who's had the rest, who's coming off a bye. It's been since June 13th that they last played in Tirol. As the coin toss is currently taking place here at Tivoli Stadium, which is the site, by the way, of the inaugural championship game, which will be coming up at the end of August. So Prague, being the visiting team, is going to select which coin that will fall flat on the turf here. We have the dignitary who is out there, Christian Elmer, Colonel of the Austrian Army, who is flipping the coin. So Prague has deferred. Prague will get the ball to start the second half. Tirol will start with the football here today. But that's an interesting point, Jeff, that you brought up, the schedule position, right? You got a team who's rested and a team that is preparing for the bye. And it has been a very difficult stretch for each of these teams, which is emblematic, again, of the record. But Prague, man, it would feel so good to go into that bye week with a win, right? But for the Raiders, Tirol has been able to stew a little bit, and they've had an extra week to prepare for this as they seek their first win.
I love this. The ever-coveted EFA game ball coming out in a case. That thing's protected and ready to go. Might have to mud that thing up a little bit as you look at the offense now. We've talked about a few of these guys already. I'd really love to see Adam Zuzhelka get more involved offensively. I don't know about you, Kyle, but I think he's got talent. He's a north-south runner that can spring some things, and I love Alexander Borkovic. We watched him kind of point at the camera as The national anthems were going by. This guy, he bleeds it. He bleeds football. He's been up in the top 2 of tackling in the EFA. Just a guy that might not be the most athletic or talented guy out there, but I just think his motor runs consistently hot. And you got to have those kind of guys to get guys to the ground. And we're going to have some football here between Prague and Raiders. Kyle, looking forward to it.
Let's do it, my guy. So we'll meet leather here as Marek Huban will kick things off, and Week 7 is underway at Tivoli Stadium. It's taken inside the 5 as the Raiders will take it out, bouncing it outside the 30-yard line, streaking up the near sideline, pushed out of bounds on that Prague sideline. Decent return there for Jacqueline Carter, the American. We took it inside the 5, found some space, went a little north and south, Jeff, but good starting field position here for the Raiders.
Well, he was patient, too. He let his blocking work. That blocking eventually had him veering out to the right side, and already you see Borkovic come in there and pop him out of bounds, but you can't start much better unless we have this flag coming back here for Raiders. We will see. By the way, it's 91 degrees here on the field. Feels like 94, so get your electrolytes out and ready.
It's a hot day in the shadows of the Alps. Just a stunning, picturesque scene for football here this evening in Tirol. So the ball is going to be spotted inside the 30-yard line. And we're going to get our first look, Jeff, at Steven Krajaski, who played at a few different schools in America. Last at Wagner, started his career at UConn. 57% passer, and he'll start out of the shotgun.
By the way, just a little bit cooler, 86. I had pulled up an earlier forecast. 86 degrees here. Still going to be a hot one between these two teams looking for their first W.
Krajaski takes the snap. It was high. Is able to stick it in the belly of his tailback. That's Tim Tonko, who falls forward. He's roped down immediately. Tonko, 10 carries, 49 yards on the season. No touchdowns yet. He's got a couple of catches, too, 4 of them for 39 yards. So Tonko gets the start out of the backfield. You also see Tobias Benatti, Lucas Halswanter, another running back, as Carter goes in motion. Krajaski fires one towards the 35, caught at the 34. Positive gain as that catch goes to Adrian Platzgumer. 11th catch of the season. Third down, 3rd and short for Tirol. Opening possession of this Week 7 contest between a pair of winless teams. Tight end in motion. Krajaski fires it towards the far sideline, and it's tapped and broken up by Hike. Ken Hike Jr., who plays with a lot of energy, a lot of tenacity, Jeff. He's got a knack for finding the football, and he's able to break out the 3rd and short conversion.
Yeah, we got maybe a penalty down. That's an incredibly athletic play there by Hike, and you're right. You'll say his name probably about 15, 20 times. Looks like the flag was nothing, but that's a huge win for Prague. They did very well on their first 2 snaps, keeping the ball in front of them. And then what I noticed on that last play was they had 8 guys in the box. That's committing a lot of red jerseys inside the box and also relying on your corners and safeties, those other 3 left, to make a play. So the fact that they could put all those guys in the box, create pressure, big win for the Lions.
Here's the punt for Tirol. Clean snap, kick is away. Back to receive is Willie P. Patterson, able to slip 1 tackle. Crawls out towards the 32-yard line, and that's where Prague will set up for their first offensive possession. That's William Patterson, played his college ball at Montana State, averaging 93 receiving yards per contest. One of the top threats in all of the EFA. He's a lot of fun to watch, and Jalen Henderson in the signal caller. 4 touchdowns on the season through the air. He's also ran Jeff for 3 scores.
if I'm Prague here, I want by the end of the day for Żyzelka to be your team leading rusher over Henderson. If they do that, they're doing some really good things.
3 wide receivers to the left side as Prague will hand the ball off and stood up and stopped, just gang tackled. Several different defenders are in on the stop on Żyzelka. 1 touchdown rushing this year, averaging 33 yards per contest. 6 catches as well for 11 yards, and nowhere to go for Żyzelka.
He's got to get more. That's a decent chunk of 4 there.
Another toss to Żyzelka, trying to escape traffic on the far side, and he's bullied down to the turf right at the line of scrimmage. So it'll be a 3rd and 6, maybe 7 here for Prague.
The more that you can get eyes on number 11, it's going to take eyes off Bealey and Willie P. That's what they're trying to establish here with these first 2 runs. Watch out for Miguel Cabancaya. He's a tackle, and Jasper Fries. Those guys have to have big days.
Henderson finds an outlet. Reception is made, but it's not going to be a first down as Tirol is swarming to the football. Stop made by Tim Unger. Unger, who is a Germ, and he was right there immediately to stop the forward progress.
I mean, as soon as I call on that, look, Cabancaya never touches him. That's a free run for Unger, who's a headhunter, and gives you no time if you're the quarterback, Jalen Henderson. You got to do a better job there up front.
Punt is away. Carter is waving it off, telling his team to get away from the football. It takes a favorable hop for Tirol, and Prague is able to down it. So we've seen each team with the football 1 time, Jeff, and neither team was able to produce a first down. A couple of 3 and outs. We'll see what kind of adjustments Steven Krajewski, who's from Michigan, signal caller, will make here. Head coach is Juan Fata for Tirol. James Brooks, the head coach for Prague. Again, these are 2 teams that are near the bottom of almost every statistical category in EFA, which makes for a great, very intriguing matchup here. Krajewski will toss it left side and stood up and blistered to the turf. That's Ken Hite coming in from that 2nd or 3rd level, Jeff, and able to make a big-time stop behind the line of scrimmage.
Ready, set, hike! Right there at the knees, man. That is a terrific form tackle. Kids, watch how Hike did it there. He's undersized to the guy he's going to. He doesn't care. You get low on their knees like that. You wrap up like that. You can Karate Kid all day long.
Hike is a lot of fun to watch. A pass is thrown, tipped up and picked off, intercepted by Prague. So the first turnover of the ball game, and coming in and getting the deflection is Dakota Thomas, the American. And the Lions have excellent field position here early in the first quarter.
You got to catch that ball. It's a simple little flash, chest facing. It's right there on you. Got to come down with it. But then give all the credit to Thomas, who plays tip drill. Huge early switch of momentum here for the Prague Lions.
Prague looking to draw first blood now after the turnover. Jalen Henderson is going to go under center for this 1st and 10 from the Tirol 31-yard line. 1 tailback, and Żyzelka. Play clock is dwindling away, and a flag flies.
So my guy Cabancaya. Yeah, on the left side here, the tackle, who had a rough play last time. He's trying to get a little better jump. Coach Brooks is like, hey, just settle down, play ball. You've been doing this your whole life. Take a deep breath. Get your job done. By the way, that went off the hands on that pass of Tony Robinsteiner. As James Brooks looking on. You know, both these head coaches just salivating for a W today.
Getting a look at James Brooks, the head coach for Prague. Here's Henderson now on a 1st and 15. Hands it off. Zuzelka trying to find some space on the near sideline. He's wrangled down after a few yards. 2nd and long coming up for Prague after the turnover.
Good downfield blocking. That push over the left side of the big fellas, that gets you to the second level. And Zuzelka does a good job of just following what's there. Don't try to force it. What's there? Pick up that first chunk. And now it's time to start seeing, I think, even early on, your skill guys, Bealey and Willie P, in some space.
2nd and 7. You saw Willie P trying to lay a block down on that last play, too. Here's Patterson, or Henderson, rather, throwing it out in the right flat. He's got an outlet in his tight end. The catch is made. It'll bring up a 3rd and short. That last run by Zuzelka was of nearly 10 yards. And then you have the reception by Martin Helvelka. So a 3rd and short coming up for Prague. Maybe 3 yards here. You got to get it inside the 20-yard line. Jalen Henderson is out of the gun. Former Boise State quarterback will keep it himself. Surging, has the first down inside the 20, and he's punished there. But the chains will move for Prague. It's a quarterback-designed run. Good play design there, Jeff, by Prague.
Yeah, and executed by the blockers. Don't forget the wide receivers blocking. And then, hey, this is a physical finish. Shoulder pads forward, not going to get knocked back. Those kind of hits get your mind right? You got the butterflies to start. You got the adrenaline rolling. You get popped like that a couple times, all of a sudden you get your focus going. And that's what Henderson took right there. I think that's a great play call. Get him involved.
Slinging it out right side is Henderson to Patterson, and there's a cavalry of Tirol defenders. As soon as he catches, he falls forward for a small gain as the clock continues to tick away here in the opening quarter. Nearly midway through. This is Prague's 2nd possession. It comes off a turnover. A pass that should have been called for Tirol. Prague was able to take advantage. They picked up a first down. Each team went 3 and out on their opening possession. Willie P has also thrown for a touchdown this year. He's got a 38-yard touchdown pass. He's attempted one time. Henderson, shotgun snap. Catch is made on the near sideline. That's Matty Bealey, the reigning player of the week.
Jerron Wilson is everywhere for Tirol right now. He's making plays at the line of scrimmage. This is another good tackle. Get around that waist, get the legs taken out of it. Wilson's flying all over, 21 in white and silver.
The American, and on that last stop, a 3rd and 6 here for Prague. Middle stages of the opening quarter. Henderson looking towards Willie P. Pass was deflected or broken up. Henderson was under duress. That's another thing. Protection very key, Jeff, and Tirol was able to get to the quarterback there, and it's going to be 4th and 6.
Yeah, Tirol, they know about the offensive line woes that Prague has dealt with all season long. And you get in there and you get low and you pop up with that left hand, knock it down, and cause a field goal attempt here for our first points, possibly.
Hubron with the right foot. Can he split the uprights? He can. Pure. Field goal is good. Flag on the play. As it stands, it's 3-0 Lions, but we'll see what the call is. Hubron 1 of 4 on the season prior to that kick. A long of 28.
It came from the middle of the field. It might have been a delay of game, possibly. I'm not certain. No. Count it.
All right, so the try is good. It goes against the Tirol defense there. The field goal is good from Hubron, his second make in 5 attempts this season. The Lions have the early lead, but brings up another point, Jeff. Touchdowns are going to be what decides this game, not field goals. And for Tirol, you got to feel like that's a win, especially after the turnover and presenting such good field position for the Lions.
Yeah, you got good balance in your train of thought there, Kyle. But I do want to circle around to what you said before we kick this thing off today. Yeah, whoever commits the most mistakes is going to find themselves still with a winless season record. And right now, Prague has just been more solid in all facets of the game. Tirol has not moved the football. As a matter of fact, they had just a really simple play go for a tip interception. But, hey, it's way early. They're at home. Coming off a bye week, might take a while to get themselves in that focus and in that rhythm that they want to get to.
Carter will take it a yard deep into the end zone. Sprinting across the 15 towards the far sideline, tripped up before he reaches the 20. And who else but the man who had the interception that led to the field goal for Prague? That's Dakota Thomas.
I'm having fun watching Dakota Thomas out there without a nameplate. He showed up and said, hey, I don't care if I got my name on my back. I'm playing for the name on the front.
Prague's red zone woes do continue, Jeff. They were in there 3 times against Paris and didn't have a touchdown multiple times. Let's see what Tirol's rebuttal is here as the handoff to Benatti, and he is pushed out of bounds on that Tirol sideline. Hike is there in pursuit for Prague defensively. Under 7 minutes to play in this first quarter at Tivoli Stadium with Jeff Haxton. I'm Kyle Schatzberger. Appreciate all of you watching on YouTube or Fubo. High snap brought in by Kuryaski, and a high pass is hauled in by his receiver. That was a terrific catch on the near sideline. Degree of difficulty very high. As making the catch there was Felix Cantor, the Austrian. He'll head to the sideline.
Yeah, just 20 years old, not a very big guy, but will risk everything. And one of those guys that if it goes over the middle, he's not going to shy away. He's not going to be a footsteps guy. He's going to go up and make the play.
Kuryaski has the shotgun snap, canvassing, fires it over the middle. Pass is caught. Nearly drilled to the turf was Rabinsteiner. We've seen him featured a couple of times now, the Italian, Tyrolean.
Yeah, I'm really impressed so far also with Martin Maschik, 55 in red. He's kind of the Mike there, linebacker. He's been involved in about 3 or 4 plays. 55 in red, kind of stalking around right there. I like that guy, Maschik.
Fresh set of downs for the Raiders. Handoff up the middle. Solid gain there for Taco. He's just kind of like a bully. You love how he just kind of wedges his way, tunnels forward, embraces the contact. But that doesn't deter him at all, Jeff.
This is a downhill, shoulders down, finish landing forward rush. And on first down, you'll take that every time.
Second and short. Empty backfield. The pass is dropped. Went 5 wide, did Tirol. And Lorenzo Bassi, the Italian, is unable to hang on. 3rd and 5. A short 5 coming up for the Raiders.
I just love how even at professional levels you can see how big the little things are on that when he was trying to run the football, Kyle. He was taking off. Where do I run? Oh, the ball's on the ground. Got to catch it first.
3rd and 5. Krajewski throwing over the middle, and it's picked off. Intercepted by Prague. This could be a touchdown. Borgovic takes it in for 6. Lions with a 9-0 lead. A second interception for Krajewski. And it's Borgovic who takes it into the end zone for the touchdown.
This is one of the better plays I've seen all year, Kyle. Look how low the ball is. It's just 2, maybe a foot and a half off the ground. He goes down to get it with a backhand pick, pops up before anyone touches him, and houses this thing. Look how close that is to the ground. That's one of the best plays I've seen all year, and Borkovic's one of the best players in the league.
The Slovenian with a game-changing play. Look at the pressure, too, coming from Dakota Thomas, who has certainly made an impact here in this first quarter. He had the first interception. Borgovic is able to get the second. He takes it all the way in. PAT is coming up. Prague looking to extend their lead to 10-0 late in the first quarter. Kick splits the uprights, and there it is, 10-0 Prague. 2 interceptions, 10 points off turnovers. And it goes back to the point, Jeff, about limiting mistakes, limiting turnovers. And the team who's able to best do that is going to come out on top. And so far, the scoreboard reflects accordingly.
You don't have to worry about your red zone efficiency there. Just let Alexander hit pay dirt. And now we've got a question here. In soccer, they use that lexicon. In football, say, asking questions of the goalkeeper. Now Prague has asked questions of Raiders. This franchise matters to the EFA in Raiders. It's not just your everyday expansion club. It's been around forever. Legacy program, playing at home, been rocked early. And again, that word, early, how do you respond if you're Raiders? They've got to come up with that formula, and soon.
Kickoff is flirting with the sideline there. Looks like it was just tucked inside maybe the end zone, so no flag, it would appear, against Prague. So dodged a slight bullet there. No return for Carter. Tirol will have the football for the 3rd time. 2 interceptions here for Krajewski, Jeff, and that's now 9 in total on the season. 9 interceptions to 5 touchdowns. He's got to be better. You got to protect the football. But again, back to that play from Borgovic. You talked about the degree of difficulty of him going parallel to the ground, making a fantastic snag, and then able to get up untouched and run that in. I mean, that was, you're absolutely right. That was one of the better plays we've seen all season here in the European Football Alliance.
Yeah, it was a wow play. Jaw dropper. Great effort.
Krajewski onto the shotgun. Will stick it in the belly of his tailback, Benatti. Short gain for Benatti. 2nd and long coming up for Tirol. And yeah, how do they respond? What is the disposition here for this Tirol team? Very proud. Again, a legacy franchise like you spoke about, Jeff. You're at home. Innsbruck matters. It's capital city of Tirol, the most western state of Austria. In search of your first win in this picturesque setting, but things haven't gone as planned thus far. There's a nice bully ball run straight ahead by Tobias Benatti, averaging close to 30 yards per game on the ground. A fresh set of downs, and if Tirol's able to pick up yards like that on the ground, that's going to certainly help take the pressure off of Krajewski, who has thrown 2 picks.
That was the big fella, 6'8", Ilya Krankovic. He got that block. He took his defender and just shoved him to the left to create the hole.
Another handoff for Benatti. He's upended by Thomas. Thomas has been everywhere. That was good play design, though, I thought, with the pressure being shown. Tirol just ran it right at that pressure. And Benatti was able to pick up some positive yards. What a tremendous tackle again by Thomas.
Now, if you're asking me, Hey, Jeff, how do we dial up an answer? It's a drive like this. Keep the Prague defense on the field. Keep finding seams 3 or 4 yards. It doesn't have to get all back at once. If you could, again, draw it up so far, this is perfection for Tirol. It's only 3 plays in. Need to mix the pass a little bit, but it doesn't have to be fly patterns, go routes to try and get it all back. Just settle yourself, get points on the board, and say, okay, now we're here to play.
Krajewski on a 3rd and 5. Time in the pocket, zips it over the middle. It's caught by Benatti. He's weaving his way out towards midfield. Another first down for the Raiders, as Benatti is coming up huge for the Raiders. And the key there, Jeff, again, was time in the pocket.
Yeah, time in the pocket. There's no flushing of the quarterback, and he just steps up into the pocket and delivers. But I like this play design. They sent several players deep. That took the eyes of the defenders to those guys on those streak routes saying, oh, they're going to take a shot. Then they just slip Benatti out of the backfield, and he's standing with nothing but green space around him. Good play design.
From midfield, Krajewski keeps it himself, slicing up the middle, lowers his head and falls forward. Healthy gain there for Krajewski. And you're seeing a concerted effort not to throw the football as much either on this possession, and things are working out. That wasn't necessarily a quarterback-designed run, but Krajewski went through his reads and made a quick decision, and it was the right one.
Get the defense leaning left a little bit, take it right, and then, well, you really got to protect the football. That would be the worst-case scenario. You get Krajewski out there running, somebody comes around and punches. He protected it well there.
And that was an option play. Now a high snap, and Krajewski is able to track it down, and then he just eats it. He'll take the pain and punishment that is administered right at midfield. Flying in and making the stop for Prague is Angelo Barletta, along with his teammate. Combined tackle there. It's got to be cleaner. Operation went poorly.
Snap collapse.
Final 30 seconds of the first quarter. Tirol looking for an answer against Prague, who's capitalized on 2 interceptions of Krajewski. 3rd and long. Krajewski flush from the pocket immediately. Throws it on the run and incomplete. Great coverage from Prague and Hubert Kovcek.
I thought once he got flushed out of the pocket, Kyle, he was going to be able to make a connection, but I didn't count on this defensive play. Look at this. Around, right hand, no interference. Textbook.
Being able to defend without interfering. And Prague was able to successfully do that. Clock stop with 11 seconds. Patterson is back to return this punt. So Tirol's drive stalls out. But a chance here to pin him back deep. And, oh, how about the fake punt, but it's blown dead. A flag beforehand. Oh, a killer there, Jeff, as Taco was taken off, and he might have took that all the way.
He could have been gone. He had nothing but green.
Daylight for Taco, but it's blown dead before the play even begins. Low snap, taken, kick is away. Patterson waving for the fair catch, and he'll track it in at the 14-yard line. Oh, man, you just wonder what could have been if Tirol was able to successfully pull off that fake punt, trying to catch Prague napping, and they did so. But the flag flew, and that diminished any chance of the Raiders pulling a fast one. Prague offense will go back to work, at least for the Tirol defense, Jeff. They're well rested. They haven't been on the field in a hot minute. It's been a while. A couple of turnovers, and Prague has had excellent field position every time they've had the football.
They need to come up. They need to come up with a turnover themselves here because the momentum is so heavily on the Prague side. It doesn't have to be a turnover, but you need to get them 3 and out right here because Prague's starting to lean on the Raiders.
Zuzelko charging his way into that Tirol sideline. He's wrapped out of bounds. We'll stop the clock with a couple of seconds remaining in this first quarter. And they'll just go ahead and wind the remaining ticks away. So that will do it for the first quarter of football at Tivoli Stadium. They will switch ends of the field. Prague with a 10-0 lead over Tirol in Innsbruck. With Jeff Haxton, I'm Kyle Schasberger. We'll step away. We'll welcome you back for second quarter coverage here, week 7 of the EFA here in a moment.
The Paris Musketeers are hitting the turf, and they're matching it up with, naturally, the home team, the Nordic Storm. And here we see the first lead pass from Jadrian Clark to Brendan Bolio. Touchdown, Nordic Storm. But makes a fake pass to the end zone. Touchdown by Roberto Miranda. The next strike of the Nordic Storm offense.
Start of the second quarter at Tivoli Stadium with Jeff Haxton. I'm Kyle Schasberger. 2 winless teams, Prague at 0-5. Tirol at 0-4. It's been a lethal schedule for both sides. You wonder, though, Jeff, if Prague is starting to turn the corner. Their last time out, 13-point loss at Frankfurt. They battled. They're staring down the barrel of a bye week, and they're well positioned here through one quarter of play, taking advantage of 2 early turnovers.
Yep, I think that's the story, Kyle. I mean, pregame, you said it, and again, it can be, a cliche, but usually cliches are cliches for a reason. But, hey, there's 10 points on the board. All those following turnovers from Tirol. Henderson, Hujelka, the offensive line, Willie P., those guys haven't had to do a ton because of what the defense for Prague has been able to deliver.
Second down for Prague. The quarterback is Jalen Henderson. Puts a wide receiver in motion. Henderson will keep it himself, running behind his blockers. A full steam ahead, shot out of a cannon. Has the first down. So they'll move the sticks here to begin the second quarter.
Herdlika, Masupus, Hummelhus, Breeze, Kabakaya, Havelka, the tight end, they're all going to love that play because they kicked their guy, their responsibility out for their quarterback to run.
Willie P is the centerpiece of those 3 wide receivers to the right side as Henderson takes it himself again and blasts forward across the 30-yard line. At this point, head coach James Brooks is just keeping it in the hands of his signal caller. That's back-to-back plays, quarterback design runs, and a lot of positive momentum there.
I think he seems dialed in. A little bit of a wide snap doesn't affect him. He seems in control, Kyle. I see him with his heart rate not high. He's very matter-of-fact, and right now, making plays.
A toss now to the running back, Zuzelka, and he is wrapped up and leveled in the backfield. Excellent tackle made by Tirol's Mato Bangalarian.
Yes, safety comes blasting out of there. Downhill, got the ankle, in open space. Not much more you can ask for your defender to do right there.
2nd and 15 now. That was a loss of 5 after the tackle made by the Austrian. Henderson out of the gun. Tailback at his right hip. Henderson now firing towards the far sideline. Pass is dropped. He had an open man and unable to come in and make the catch was Edward Malichowski.
Come on, Ed. We must make this catch, my brother. That thing is right there in the breadbasket. And we've seen it again. That's what's so great about these games, right? Even the little kids that are watching can see that that's what you work on every day, right? Looking the ball into your hands. Into your hands. You've done it a million times. But when you get out there and think, where am I going to run to next? That ball's on the ground.
4 receivers here for the 3rd and 15. Henderson sitting in the pocket, takes a shot towards the far sideline. Patterson holds it in at midfield for the first down. What a connection on 3rd and 15, and it's Henderson to Patterson.
Yeah, Tirol can't let that happen. There's only about 2 guys on this entire Prague roster that can do this. Of course, Willie P's one of them. And the timing here, that ball is out of his hands before he breaks, or right as he breaks. Prague just better so far. All facets.
That connection between Henderson and Patterson. It's like a broken record, but it works. So crucial for the success of this offense. Now Patterson will take it on an end around, and he's bumped out of bounds and then stumbles in that Tirol sideline. Maybe embellished a little bit. Some extracurricular activity, but Tirol was able to sniff that one out, so a 2nd and long.
That's Trey Rucker, who's been on this team now for 2 games. He comes in here, Kyle, and this is too much soccer. Oh, no! Just a little tiny scrape, but trying to sell it. I understand, but good call by the officials, or let's say no call.
2nd and 12 from the 45 of Prague. Lions with a 10-point lead. Henderson slings it out. Has a connection. Pass is caught just into Tirol territory. That catch was made by Radim Kalus. Henderson was also previously at Potsdam. He's had a lot of success in Europe. Played his college ball at Boise State. Started his career at UTSA back in America. 2-time German Bowl champion quarterback. He hails from Houston. Henderson is out of the gun. Puts Willie P in motion. A line up in the slot. Henderson now dragging towards the near sideline. Can't escape the pressure. He is dropped for a loss. A sack is distributed by Tirol. And coming in to lower the boom is Precious Agbovoin.
Well, this is Precious right here. It's a coverage sack, Kyle. The coverage downfield. Where? Nowhere. Oh, and then you're down because Precious Agbovoin comes in and twists him. Got him right at the waist. But I would give that to the linebackers and the corners and safeties for Tirol to cause this punt.
That was just a massive, massive third down stop and coverage sack. And Tirol is going to get the football around their own 20-yard line. Desperately searching for answers on the offensive side of the football. Jeff, towards the end of the first quarter, we saw Tirol have somewhat of a more sustained drive, and they were finding success running the football more than anything, and that included even Krajewski, the quarterback, who has thrown 2 interceptions, keeping the football himself, but Prague was able to get the stop they needed eventually after a few different first downs, and we'll see if Tirol can build upon that here, down 10-0.
Well, this is more of a power look here. I think they're trying to establish this run, but it's hard to with 9 guys in the box. Good space here.
That's Halswalter, who's been seldomly used to this point. We've seen Benatti mostly featured. Tonko's been in the game as well, but Halswalter is averaging close to 40 yards per game on the ground, getting the carry. He's got a touchdown rushing and in the receiving game, 9 catches for the year, and a second and short.
It's so week to week. These rosters turn over a little bit. Teams can have different looks, but I like this right now. Just kind of ground and pound to maybe open up some other things for the Raiders.
Can't get the first down there, though. Excellent tackle is made by Prague's Jan Kurz. The safety, a check able to come through, and now a third and short. Another point we haven't talked about yet, Jeff, is not available. Aaron Jackson, one of the star wide receivers in this league. He was placed on injured reserve for Tirol a few weeks back. He's played in just 3 games, 17 catches, 301 yards, 2 touchdowns. So Krajewski's favorite target and safety blanket is unavailable. So Tirol is trying to reinvent things on the fly over their last couple of games.
Yeah, the first time they had to do that was against Paris. Try to figure those things out. They had such a better start against the Musketeers than they've had today. They're no doubt disappointed. But again, it's as we have a timeout taken here. Joey McGuire is the head coach for Texas Tech football in America. Joey McGuire has made a lot of headlines because this they've really invested in that team. But I want to talk about his overall attitude, and this can go for everything, is what's next? That's just what they say. What's next? And that's what Tirol has to do, especially with the quarterback Krajewski, right? Hey, had a tip, had a couple of picks. That's in the rear view. What's next? And that's picking up this third down. What's next? That's what Tirol's got to get their mind on to chip away and at least let Prague know, hey, we're here, our home turf, we're going to make this a game.
Love that. Great comparison, Jeff. 3rd and 1 here for Tirol. Krajewski will hand it off, and bulldozing his way forward for the first down is Tobias Benatti. Oh, that was a man possessed, just running over and barreling through a couple of Prague defenders.
This is wham, right over. And I don't even think he saw that defender. He just kind of shimmied there at the end, but he felt him when it was done. Ho, ho, ho. That's EFA football right there.
Man, what a hit delivered by the tailback. And that was on Lucas Korem, who certainly will have to keep his head on a swivel moving forward. Here's Krajewski. Play breaks down. Krajewski keeps it himself, slips across the first down marker and falls forward towards midfield. What a run by Krajewski. He's going off script and ad-libs his way for a Tirol first down.
Yeah, they're checking a lot of boxes here, Kyle. All right, step up in the pocket. Let's go. I'd love to see him shift that ball to the outside hand. That is so tempting. All these guys in red are going to be coming and salivating at that ball. Tuck it in the other arm, or it's going to go flying out.
Made a great move on Borgovich, too. He's picked him off and taken it in for 6. Now Krajewski is going to throw one downfield. It is caught on the far sideline, close to the end zone. Is it a touchdown for Platzgummer? It is. Tirol answers back for 6, and they trail by 4.
There it is. There it is. They ran the ball enough, right? Lots of in-between tackles, quarterback runs. Those defenders can't help but get their eyes more on that line of scrimmage. Then all of a sudden, a little play action takes everybody one step forward. Platzgummer, he just exploits it. And the ball is put on the money. Mega, big-time answer for the home team Raiders.
And a tremendous fake at the same time, right? Even got our camera crew. Platzgummer's touchdown, the PAT, pulls the Raiders to within 3. It's 10-7, and what an answer by Tirol.
We'll get a look from behind the quarterback here, that little play action. Oh, yeah, home run. There's nobody there. And I got to give Raiders so much credit. They take punches early. What do? They don't come out on the first play and do this. They do it on about the 6th or 7th play. It was just, hey, we're going to be very moderate here, and then eventually we're going to take a shot when we think we got you guys looking at a zone read handoff. Nope, over the top, 6 of them.
Platzgummer over 100 yards receiving now on the season. That's his first touchdown. So first touchdown of his EFA career. And Tirol, who is 5th in scoring of this 16 league, has their first touchdown here today. The only team worse is Prague, who still has the advantage, 10-7. Tirol came in scoring just 1 more point in total in 1 less game. So by those numbers, Tirol slightly more efficient, but these are 2 teams that haven't had a lot of success here. It's been hard. It's been tough sledding for both sides, each seeking their first win on the year. Height takes it out, tries to hop his way towards the 30-yard line. And as he goes airborne, he's tackled across the 25.
This is Ian Meyerhofer saying hello. Stays down. I love that play all around. You got a guy that's staying down that could be hurdled. Hike shows that he's got kangaroo bounce and just held on to him so he didn't get hurdled. All right, now, how does this game go from here? I feel like momentum is squarely in the middle.
I would agree. The pendulum is nestled right between each of these 2 teams as Henderson will fly it out to Patterson, the far sideline. Patterson's got space. And he has a first down and more. He's escorted out of bounds at that Tirol sideline. Midway through the second quarter, 10-7 our score. Prague took a 10-0 lead, taking advantage of 2 early interceptions in that first quarter. One leading to a field goal, the other a pick 6 by Borgovic. And Tirol has answered here in the midway point of the second quarter. Can the defense now respond, Jeff? What do they have in store for this Prague offense? Can they feed off the success of the offense? Patterson split out to the far right as Henderson drops back, steps up in the pocket, being pressured from behind, escapes, now just heaves it downfield and nearly intercepted. A massive opportunity there for Tirol, but they can't take advantage as it was in and out of the hands of Mato Benglarian.
Yeah, that's a high sky ball. That's what he's going to say, right? All right, this ball, I'm running. I got the sideline coming up. Oh, I can't see it. He's going to really think about that one throughout the day and probably into the night. Should have had me a pick.
Benglarian from Austria, Armenian as well. The safety can't come away with the takeaway. +2 for Prague in that category. Here's Henderson on 2nd and 10. This time, another dropped interception. That's back-to-back plays now. Trey Rucker, the American safety, had a beat on it, but he couldn't catch cleanly.
You know, Trey Rucker was added to this roster a couple of weeks ago, and his debut was against Paris in that near win for Tirol. I just thought he might not have been their best defender, but as far as a guy that was involved in every play, that was him, and at all of the levels. You know, covering deep, middle, former Oklahoma State leading tackler in 2023, where he was just everywhere. in the Big 12. That guy's a player.
Flag here before the play for Prague on a 3rd and 10. We'll go against the Lions unless the timeout was called. It was a timeout was taken by Prague. We saw a lot of that the last time, Jeff, you and I had Prague a couple of weeks ago. There was some disorientation, I guess, amongst the offense in terms of execution and operation, and a couple of delay of games, having to spend and burn timeouts maybe when they weren't necessarily, ready to take those. But at this point, that's your first timeout taken, and we've got less than a quarter remaining until halftime. It's good to take that and use the timeout rather than a penalty, certainly on 3rd and 10.
Love the camera work from our crew, and you can hear the players and just the access that we get here with our EFA broadcasts. Down on the field, all kinds of angles, and again, the championship game going to be played here in just over 60 days, I believe I saw.
Here's the 3rd and 10 for Henderson and his Prague offense. Henderson is going to take a shot down the far sideline, leads his receiver just a little too far. That was intended for Radim Kalus. Oh, he was dropping it right in the bucket too. Kalus right off his fingertips. See how lethal Jalen Henderson can be with time. And even with the pressure coming his way, he's got that clock right in his head. He knew when to get rid of it. And he put a good ball out there, but unfortunately Kalus was unable to make the catch. Here's Carter now running up the far sideline as Tirol will have the football. The reaction from some of the crowd there on the return. You get a look at them again. They're fired up. I caught a Jets jersey a moment ago too. New York Jets from the NFL.
Yeah, I think American football and the EFA and just being the opening campaign, and there's been so much successes and things to write home about, and they're paving the way for something really special for this American game in Europe.
Hand off to Hanswalter, straight ahead, across the 40, at the 30, 20, 15, 10. Bumped out of bounds at the 5 by Hike, who's able to track him down and save the touchdown. But what a massive play by Lucas Hanswalter, who's able to saunter his way inside the 5.
This is a Kyle Schasberger hole, untouched, right up the middle. There's the switch on the arm. And if it wasn't for Hike, it's let's call mom. What a run and what a job blocking by Tirol up front.
Hanswalter over 200 yards on the ground now for the season. I love, too, how he's able to change the pigskin from his inside arm to the outside arm, because you wonder if he kept it nestled on the inside hip. Hike was hunting for it, looking for the strip, and now Hanswalter will finish off the drive as he pays it off, and the Raiders have the lead over Prague.
The game ball goes to the offensive line there. That offensive line just became road graders, people movers. And Hanswalter says, man, I appreciate your guys' effort because it's making me look good on the highlight reel for later on tonight. All the momentum for Raiders.
3rd touchdown of the season, 2nd on the ground for Hanswalter. Janata Luria on for the PAT. It's pure. 14-10 is the score. All set up by Hanswalter's massive gainer as he gashed the Prague defense. Penalty flag on the PAT attempt. Looks like the try will have to be done again by Tirol, as the early indications show that there was a hold.
Yeah, let me just do this for an ad here. I kind of gave just, there you see that. Up. Hip. It's a lip reading day. That's okay. We can read lips. Holding.
Yeah, we're
going to try it again. Big Four, August 15th and 16th at PSD Bank Arena in Frankfurt. It's single elimination between the top 4 teams that finish. The winners, the inaugural EFA championship game, scheduled for August 29th, Tivoli Stadium Tirol, right here where your eyes are watching today. A champion will be crowned.
That's August 29th. You'll get a look at the 2 remaining unbeaten top 2 teams in this league coming up tomorrow as Nordic visits Munich. Extra point on its way, and it is no good. Oh, goodness. You wonder how largely that might loom as we continue the proceedings here today in Innsbruck. Just a 3-point game. It's a field goal game, so the penalty on a PAT try following the Hallswalter touchdown. As you get another look at him paying off the drive. Still huffing and puffing after that long run. Able to take the carry and ram it into the end zone for 6, but you can't get the extra point. You can't extend it to 4 points, so it remains a 3-point ball game, and that penalty might come back to bite. Tirol, we'll just have to see.
So, when I'm going to broadcast, Kyle, I like to give the Hog Molly some credit. I did it for Prague earlier, as this kick is away. I'll let you call this, and then I'll give that credit.
Patterson takes it out towards the 25, trying to weave his way through some tacklers. He's bumped out of bounds on that Tiroli sideline. But, yeah, the road graders, Jeff, give them their due.
So, Sali Pustinen, Ilya Krajinovic, who's been with the team for 2 weeks, used to block for the Western Carolina Catamounts. Tobias Rodlauer.
North Carolina.
Vincent Lutz and George Deuce, the center. Those are the guys that were the MVPs of the last drive.
And the Raiders struck quickly after they forced a punt of Prague their last time with the football. And now Zuzelka is wrapped up and gang tackled as soon as he took the handoff from Henderson. Nothing doing for Prague there. The defense rising to the occasion here, Jeff, just feeding off of what that offense has provided. And now it's a lead that the defense is protecting for the first time today.
Yeah, now Dave Warner is taking over this offense for Prague. They've got to do something to get it changed and going the other way. Henderson needs to be that leader. Nothing wrong with a little tight end, kind of safety out, running up the middle. We'll see what they got. How about a jet sweep?
On the high snap, too. Here's Patterson trying to evade one tackler off the edge. Gains another yard or two before he is nudged out of bounds. Inside of 5 minutes to play until halftime. Prague will get the ball to begin the second half. So a chance to be patient here. Eat up as much of the remaining time in the second quarter as possible. Prague looking for points, and then they would start with the football to begin the third quarter. We approach what is, Jeff, I know you've heard the phrase before. Yeah, hi, I see you. I see you. The middle 8, right? You think about the middle 8 minutes. Final 4 minutes of the second quarter, first 4 of the third quarter. Flag on the play.
I'd be talking delay here if he's throwing it.
And yeah, Prague is backing up, so penalty against the Lions. At this point, we mentioned the pendulum earlier in this quarter, Jeff. It's squarely favoring Tirol.
No question about that.
3 down linemen for the Raiders. Patterson in motion. He wraps right to left. Flanked on the left side of the offensive line. Henderson steps up, fires across the middle. It's picked off. Intercepted. A turnover. The Raiders come away with the football. That interception goes to Mato Banglarian.
What's the flag about?
We will check the flag. Henderson, ill-advised pass over the middle. Banglarian able to reel it in. He procures the pass from Henderson. And momentum just continuing to build here for Tirol, as they have snatched back possession. And after being down 10-0, they have a 13-10 lead. Excellent field position now after the turnover. Still waiting to sort through what flag might have thrown. And looks like the defense is remaining on the field, Jeff. And Prague, it would appear, is maintaining possession. Holy shnikes.
That's rather large. Must have been a defensive hold.
Wow. Prague dodges a bullet. Jalen Henderson in this offense remaining on the field. A 1st and 10 near midfield. Henderson fakes the handoff. Canvassing, now scanning towards his right. Fakes a pass, keeps it himself, and then he's kind of horse-collared out of bounds. Not seeing a flag, though.
Yeah,
Schuker coming in to administer the blow. Yeah,
the collar here, way up high. Let's see. Yeah, I'm with that. Don't flag that. That's just a football play. He didn't bring him back down onto his haunches. Like that's what that horse collar penalty is about. Don't grab him and then risk injury by pulling a guy back who's trying to run forward.
From their own 49-yard line, Henderson with the shotgun snap, fakes the handoff, keeps it himself, and it's blown up in the backfield. Bevy of defenders for Tirol. And 2nd and long coming up for the Lions.
Coach Brooks could still play. I am
yes.
100% sold on.
Yes. Much respect to the frame and figure of James Brooks and the way that polo fits on those cannons of his. 3rd and 6 for the Lions. Patterson at the top of your screen. Tight end in motion. Henderson fires over the middle. Pass is caught. And the tackle immediately comes. A short reception for Edward Malichovsky.
Yeah, he did a good job of sitting in where there was a lot of traffic, but he claimed that place as his zone. Then, hey, all right, hold on to the ball. We got the sticks moved. That's all we needed there. Good play by Prague, because that was either we're going to have a chance as we hit the 2-minute warning to go score, or we're probably going to have to punt it back to the other side. That's what that play was about. Pretty darn big play.
2-minute warning here in Tirol at Tivoli Stadium. 13-10 is the score. He's Jeff Haxton. I'm Kyle Schasberger. Thank you again to everybody who's watching along on YouTube or Fubo here today. Another broadcast coming up tomorrow as the 5-0 Nordic Storm will visit the 4-0 Munich Ravens. 2 top teams in the league. That should be box office, must-watch television tomorrow, Week 7 of the European Football Alliance. And here you have the direct inverse, Jeff, and it has delivered. It's been exactly what you would want in such a situation. 2 teams fighting, scratching, clawing their way, looking for that first win. It's been a bloodbath, and the scoreboard reflects as much. A one-possession game. Prague led 10-0, but the Raiders have stormed ahead 13-10.
If you win, you got a chance to get something going. Stack positivity. Try to make it to the playoffs. If you lose, you're in big, big trouble. That's today.
When you look at the playoff picture as it currently sits, again, 4 teams go, middle of August. Championship game is August 29th right here at Tivoli Stadium. Semifinals will be played in Frankfurt. And the Galaxy are on that team right now with 2 wins to 3 losses, who secures that number 4 spot, that pivotal, highly coveted spot. Nordic at 5-0, Munich at 4-0, and then it's Paris at 3-2. Frankfurt 2-3, Tirol 0-4, and Prague at 0-5. Out of the 2-minute warning, just gently into Tirol territory. It's this Prague offense trying to stem the tide. Once ahead 10-0. Henderson fires right side, pass is caught. It's another reception for our guy Malichowski, who had a drop earlier, but now back-to-back receptions. Second and 6 for the Lions. Henderson in trouble. Airs one out over the middle of the field. Pass is caught. Touchdown. Touchdown Prague. It's David Lukshan. 4-6.
Lukshan says, look, like that, I'm open. Yeah, I'm open. I'm wide open. And Henderson, you know, if you were watching his body language there, it was like, oh no, oh no, oh no. And then at the last moment, he sees the best sign a quarterback can see. A guy running free right in the middle of the field. I tell you, that's a talented pass by Henderson, because there was some panic, but he just stood there long enough and it delivered it absolutely on the money.
The poise, the composure, the pocket presence from Jalen Henderson pays off as he dropped one squarely into the outstretched arms of David Lukshan. And after allowing 13 straight points, Prague finds an answer. They lead now 17-13.
Panic, step up, and then I just saw it in his eyes from our cameras. It was like, oh, I've got a dude. Lukshan stays up in the air long enough to bring it in. 5 touchdown passes this year for Henderson.
The soft hands from Lukshan, just incredible. Throwing up both arms, holding it in. I mean, that's how they teach it, right, Jeff?
That's how they do it. And also the thing I think after seeing that replay that you wouldn't see live is he mistimes his jump a little bit. And anytime you mistime your jump, you start thinking about your jump and where you're going to land, not the pigskin that's hurtling your way. So I think he had terrific concentration there, because mid-jump, he was not in a good spot there, but able to again, keep the concentration. Just go up and do something you do every day. Catch the rock, and he did so. Nice finish.
You can see the stunning views here at Tivoli Stadium. The Alps there, hovering overhead, that upper rim of the stadium at Tivoli Stadium. As that kickoff will soar through the back of the end zone. There's a healthy kick there from Eric Hubron. Prague does get the ball to begin the second half, so huge here for the defense if they're able to get a stop of Tirol and prevent any points. Head in the locker room, protecting what could be just the 4-point lead, but still you get the ball to begin the second half. And it's a pivotal moment of the ball game, Jeff, as Kuryevsky and this offense will take the field.
Yeah, I don't know what you're feeling, but I'm starting to feel lots and lots of points in this game. And they come out with a very aggressive look here. Let's see what happens with 5 wideouts.
Kuryevsky in the pocket. He will dump it off short. Pass drop by Benatti.
Yeah, not the worst thing there because the clock stops. You do have 2 timeouts left. That play's probably going to get 6 yards. So just say, hey, didn't work. Had the design. On to the next.
Kuryevsky started his collegiate career at UConn. He was a Husky, finished at Wagner, back in the States, Michigan native. He's out of the shotgun with 5 wide receivers. Three to the right side, has the snap. Surveying, nearly picked off, almost intercepted. He put it right into the belly of the Prague defender, and a 3rd and 10 coming up for Tirol.
Yeah, and I just find it kind of interesting. Krajewski's not a runner, right? So you really, if you're in red, you're like, yeah, we don't have to worry about him unless it's a bailout situation. The way that they've come out here is running the football is not an option. I don't think I would have done that. With 2 timeouts, you can rush the football. But all of these sets, till now you have a back in the backfield, have just indicated we're going to pass. That's it.
Carter in motion. You're right. There's a predictability factor here for what Tirol is doing offensively. And now just a little check down on 3rd and 10. You can't be too ambitious. Trying to protect the football. We'll see if Prague spends a timeout. The clock is continuing to roll. You see James Brooks trying to make some personnel changes. Now is signaling for a timeout, but 10, maybe 15 seconds went off the clock.
Yeah, it should have been quicker. Should have been quicker. If you're really serious about getting the ball and trying to go score, that's got to be faster. If you're not really serious and you're feeling good because you're going to get the ball, there's no problem with letting the clock run either. That's all of your preference. But in the middle there, kind of interesting. I think he was weighing all those things, Kyle. It's like, all right, hey, we got the momentum. Do we want to just take this thing into the locker room, or do we want to try and throw one more punch?
We'll see how much time is added to the clock, and when Brooks was able to get that timeout off. Prague will have 1 remaining timeout. Tirol has 2. And Prague should have an opportunity for some decent field position here, too, based on the return.
I tend to be a little bit more aggressive here. This thing has gone back and forth, right? You don't know who's going to get the momentum next. You've got it right now. I'm trying to throw one more punch at Raiders.
Kick is away. Patterson taken back inside the 15. Fair caught. Excellent punt from Tirol. Patterson couldn't do anything with it. But I'm with you, Jeff. You got the length of the field. Tirol's got you pinned back. Don't just diminish what time is remaining and just take it in the locker room. At least that's one of the 2 schools of thought. Are you going to take a shot? Or are you going to get a little, testy here with your first play? We'll find out a lot here with 51 seconds remaining in the second quarter. But all of these possessions are just so valuable.
Yeah, and if the first 2 snaps here don't go your way, you can just say, okay, let's go ahead and get to that locker room.
Empty set for Henderson as Patterson goes in motion, flanked to the left side. Henderson with time in the pocket. Short dump off to Patterson. Willie P. racing up the near sideline. That was positive enough, Jeff, where I think Prague's going to like that, and they're going to push the envelope here with 45 ticks left.
Yeah, as a competitor, you see weakness on the other side. You see Tirol's body language dropped a little bit here. If I'm on that Prague side, I'm saying we can do something. We can go get 3. We can go maybe get 6. Let's try at least.
Snap to Henderson. Pressure comes. He slips the defender. Now throws towards the sideline. Completion is made in front of the 30-yard line. That's Malichovsky. Did he stay in bounds? I believe he did, so a timeout might be burned here. Clock is stopped at 36 seconds. Play clock dwindling away. Henderson walking towards the sideline, so it would appear Prague has spent their final timeout. This was a 10-0 game. Lions had the lead. 2 interceptions of Krajewski. One of them a pick 6 by Borgovich to make it 10-0. Raiders came back, 13 straight points. There was a penalty on the PAT attempt after a Halswalter touchdown. And then the try after was no good. Prague came back, scored a touchdown, stopped the bleeding, and here they are with the football, still time on the clock in the second quarter. They will get the ball to begin the
Feeling
third
some
quarter.
Matty Bealey here. Matt, look at this. Get some Matty Bealey going after this run.
A Henderson Reed, they're going to have to hurry back to the line of scrimmage. The clock will continue to turn here in the second quarter. Terrific run by Henderson, straightforward. We'll see if Bealey can get involved, as Jeff is urging for. How will Patterson be utilized for? And a flag flies before the first down.
I don't know if everybody was set for Prague.
Yeah, it gets a little chaotic, right, when you're racing up to the line and trying to go fast. That create a runoff too, right? False start. We'll see. The clock kept going down. We'll see what the clock operator sets it at. Yes, 6 seconds remaining inside the 40-yard line. Take a shot here. Why not?
Yeah.
If you're Tirol, you got to keep eyes on Patterson, though. He's running a seam around the near sideline. Another flag flies as Henderson will toss that out towards the sideline. There's Bealey, who makes the catch. Final seconds melt away in the second quarter.
This is a hold.
And it is a holding
Right, yeah.
penalty against Prague,
Yeah,
so that
right
should do
here.
it here for the second quarter.
Got a little hook there.
All right, Jeff, it's halftime.
There's our guilty party. Yeah, a fun first half. Love for these guys to get in and make their adjustments and keep these fans happy with competitive football. And you can see not much better when it comes to setting here in Innsbruck.
Yeah, you'd be hard-pressed to find a more beautiful setting for football here on a Saturday night from Innsbruck at Tivoli Stadium. After one half of play, it's Prague 17 and Tirol 13. Jeff and I will be back for the second half in a moment. You're watching the EFA on YouTube and Fubo.
Yeah. You ready? Hey. Let's go. Back. I'm at my prime. I don't need your endorsement. I don't need reinforcement. Giving you your last warning, cause I'm at my prime. Yeah. I'm at my prime. Whoa. Yeah. You ready? Hey. Let's go. Back. I'm at my prime. I don't need your endorsement. I don't need reinforcement. Giving you your last warning, cause I'm at my prime. Yeah. I'm at my prime. Whoa.
Start of the second half at Tivoli Stadium. It's Week 7 coverage of the European Football Alliance. Prague with a 17-13 lead over Tirol. We're here in Innsbruck with Jeff Haxton. I'm Kyle Schasberger. Prague will get the football to begin the third quarter, operating with a 4-point lead. There are some significant storms somewhat in the area, right, Jeff? Hopefully we're able to steer clear of that here and get this second half in uninterrupted.
Yeah, I'm hopeful it will miss, but you can just see, I mean, from the picture, how much darker the surface is here inside the stadium. So just some clouds and some rain around, and we'll take the rain all day, right? We'll play in the rain, but just don't want those bolts of lightning anywhere to try and get in the middle of this game. But I think it will miss, but it's kind of just up in the air right now. Something to keep an eye on. 88 degrees and some rain in the area.
I kind of want to get on that amusement park ride there, over beyond the outer rim of the stadium.
I keep seeing that.
Tivoli Stadium.
And it makes me so thrilled that I'm talking to you and not on that.
I'm not afraid. You can put your fellow broadcaster on that. I'll take it in. I'll be the guinea pig.
I'll take pictures of you on it.
Yes. Hike will take a knee. Prague will bring it out as a touchback to begin the third quarter. It was an entertaining first half, Jeff. Prague raced out to a 10-0 lead, took advantage of two interceptions from Steven Krzyzewski, and then Tirol was able to answer back. They punched back with 13 straight points. But then Prague with the late touchdown in the second quarter to, quote-unquote, restore order in a way. But it was nip and tuck, and we got ourselves a one-possession ball game here. Should be a fun second half.
Yeah, and there's your, I think, biggest key out there. Henderson, a good first half. A touchdown pass, 125 yards through the air. always a threat to rush the football. Remember, he's the leading rusher for the Lions. Let's see what he brings to the table here in half two.
Henderson with the shotgun snap, hands it off to Zuzalka across the 40, nearing the 45-yard line. He's hog-tied down on the near sideline. Hobson was in the area, the tackle for Tirol. Each of these teams winless. That's the obvious storyline here. Who will come out on top for the first time in this inaugural EFA season? Henderson zings one near side, a first down, and then a fumble. Scooped up by Tirol. Catch was made by Molly Chosky. And then a fumble recovery. And the big man, rumbling, bumbling, stumbling, that's Stanley Aranokale, who comes away with the takeaway.
Yeah, the big guy's going to get on the end of this play, and it's just, you got to cover it up more than this. Punched out. Aranokale says, let's roll, baby. He takes off down the right side, and the first punch of this half, the momentum swings to the home team, Raiders.
What a perfect tackle and punch by Precious, the Austrian, the Nigerian, who gets in and is able to crowbar the pigskin loose. And then Stanley picks it up. What a play by Tirol here to begin the second half.
I don't know about you, Kyle, but I'm taking a shot to the end zone right now.
Opening moments of the second half. Handoff to Benatti. And he is met by a wall of tenacious defenders for Prague. No gain for Benatti. So contrary to what you were urging for, Jeff, and I'm with you. Take a shot, take advantage of the momentum swing, and instead just a straightaway handoff.
I just look at what that play, and again, how much traffic there is in the box on the defensive side. Pull that thing out after a zone read. Take a shot, man. Get that momentum all on your side.
Krzyzewski has the snap. Hit as he throws, and it's an incomplete pass. Pressure up the middle. Kind of a Prague defender down, injured. I think that number is Martin Mashek, Czech linebacker. Certainly hope he's all right. He brought the pressure and was able to wrap up Krzyzewski, and then just kind of got folded over from behind a little bit.
This might be an arm here that kind of got caught up in to where he didn't have the freedom he needed to stay away from what ended up hurting him. It's just a guess.
Certainly hope Mashik is okay. He's being tended to on the field. Injury timeout here as the Prague defender and linebackers receiving attention. Fans are into it. Fans are engaged here at the home of Tirol, the capital city of Innsbruck. Prague at 0-5. They started the season week 1. Opening week of this inaugural EFA season, May 16, 47-13 loss at Nordic. You see Mashik is making his way towards the sideline now.
It's that right arm.
So hoping for the best for Mashik. Prague, after starting 0-1, 30-9 loss at Paris, 40-14 against Nordic. on the losing end. 45-13 they lost at Munich. You're catching a theme here, a trend. They were getting their doors blown off almost every week. And then played much tougher their last time out, June 27th, week 6, and Frankfurt. They lost 31-18. Pressure coming from Thomas. Krajewski is able to elude it. Across the 30 towards the 25-yard line. Able to hang on to the football. Krajewski, who's not the fleetest of foot, is able to get downhill, though, and get close to that first down marker.
Yeah, Jakub Janusik is going to force a field goal attempt, at least the looks of it. There might be some trickeration hanging out here.
It's a 41-yard field goal attempt. Snap good, hold good, and the kick is true. 17-16 is the score. Big-time leg from Janata Luria as he pulls Tirol to within one early in the third quarter.
Kyle, you know how we hear all the time, whoever's got the ball last.
Yeah, I think that's what we're facing here today, Jeff. Absolutely. There's no question.
My counter to that is whoever makes the last big mistake.
Okay, I feel you. I'm picking up what you're putting down. Absolutely. And to that extra point, already factoring in that was missed too, because it could be a tie game right now.
We can go back and start lining them up, right? The interceptions, the punch fumble, the missed extra point. Whoever plays the cleanest. That's it. Play the cleanest half of football.
One thing I noticed earlier in the first half, you get a good look at Hike Jr. He puts a couple of mouth guards into the back holes of his helmet. I can't say I've ever seen that before. Certainly a unique style, and Hike is unapologetically himself, and I respect that. But it is odd.
Yeah, and I would imagine hard to pull off for guys like us, but not him. He could pull it off. But yeah,
no.
Kind of looks like a Pixar character a little bit there with the
yes.
The horns coming out of the top of the helmet. Yeah, and if you're Prague, you were doing good things with that first possession. You were spreading the ball around. Just keep being you. You got plenty of weapons. Block up front. Got to slow down that defensive line for Tirol.
Handoff by Zuzelka as he is able to slice his way across midfield and into Tirol territory. So back to the ground game for Prague after there was a fumble on their opening possession to start the second half, and Tirol cashed in with 3. And Zuzelka, what vision, as he was able to find a seam up the middle.
Yeah, that offensive line on the left side just collapsed to roll in. It was almost like they turned a wall and said, we're going to keep you guys pinned to the middle of the field and let our guy Zuzelka then choose where he wants to go.
Willie P will take it on an end around. He was put in motion prior to the snap. That's blown up on the outside. Tirol is there. And it bottled up, and Patterson had nowhere to go.
Captain of the German national team, Tim Unger, a phenomenal leader in person, has won German Bowls, playing for Raiders. He's in on that stick there on Willie P. And, on those jet sweeps, you've got to find a way on the other side to stay home. Don't get caught trying to chase the play to the middle. Stay home as like a defensive end, rush linebacker. That's what he did there.
2nd and 14 for Prague. Henderson in the pocket, steps up, fires, far sideline, caught. That's B. Lee. He turns the corner, beaming towards the 20-yard line, lost the helmet at the end of the play. But Henderson finding his man, Matty Bealey.
Hey, you see what Henderson can do when he's got time. There, his heart rate never jumped, okay? Look at the timing. Yep, great blocks up front. There's my guy wide open, the EFA reigning player of the week. He's sure-handed, going to make a catch. going to get his helmet ripped off and stay through it true the entire time. Hold on to that ball, baby.
Yeah, protecting the football. That was key there as he was embracing it with both arms across his body. 1st and 10, just outside the red zone for Prague. Faking the handoff. Henderson having to evade some pressure, rolling out to his right, fires towards the 10. It was caught by Patterson. Was he inbounds, though? Does appear he was. At least Henderson and Patterson both think so.
Just extension of the play here. Get everybody going one way, go the other way. I think he's got that. 2 feet in.
Spikawa was chasing down Henderson. Polish defensive end, number 94. Henderson on 2nd and 10. Hands it off. Positive yards, 3 or 4. Tirol coming off the open date. Last play, June 13th, 24-17 loss at Paris. Jeff, you were on that game.
Led for a bunch of it. Raiders had the lead a lot. Paris had the clutch gene at the end with Magic Sack firing a touchdown pass when it looked like for everything they would rush the football. But yeah, that last-second touchdown got the Raiders to the L column.
Huge 3rd down. Henderson has it himself, lowers the shoulder inside the 10. And that'll move the sticks for Prague. Henderson undeterred. Head full of steam, and he's able to move the sticks. First and goal now from the 9. Under center is Henderson. In the pocket, pressure coming, flies it to the 5. Pass is caught by Zhuzelka. Beautifully timed ball, Jeff.
Well, and what you see on this play is it's blown up. So this shows offensive maturity and maturity from your quarterback. Because on the play action, as soon as he turns, he sees a dude right in his face mask. So there's only one route. He wants to go right, but he's got a check down man in Zhuzelka, and that's who he hits. That's a mature play.
2nd and goal for Prague. Snap to Henderson. Keeps it himself. Tunneling his way towards the goal line. He stopped just shy of a touchdown. It'll be 3rd and maybe 1 until pay dirt for the Lions.
Now what we've got going on this drive is they're letting Henderson, Jalen, they're letting him spin. Let me spin, coach. Let me spin. And that's what he's doing. Remember in Friday Night Lights, you want to win, put Booby in. Well, this is what Henderson's got. You want to win, let me get the rock in my hands.
Third and goal. Ball placed just outside the 1. Henderson is in the gun. Patterson in motion. Snap. Henderson straight ahead. Touchdown. Prague leads 23-16. It's Henderson who keeps it himself.
Spin.
A 4th touchdown on the ground for Henderson. And Prague has a 23-16 lead. Tremendous drive by the Lions.
Sometimes guys get looks in their eyes. Yeah, they're behind face masks, but sometimes you can just see it in their body language. Jalen Henderson with a takeover drive.
PAT is good. 24-16 now, Prague. Still a 1-score game. A missed extra point from Tirol in that second quarter. Still something to keep in mind as we continue in the second half, but still a touchdown and a 2-point conversion could tie this thing. And here's Henderson again. A look at him just burrowing his way into the end zone for 6.
Yeah, and I like the design. They've got guys pulling from the guard position there. On the right side, Jaroslav Hrdlicka. He comes through, leads the charge. Zhezelka was also a lead blocker.
Unsportsmanlike conduct on Tirol. The try is good.
Points.
The assessed on the kickoff here. Here at Tivoli Stadium, this is the site of the EFA Championship game, which will be on August 29th. Semifinals will be played in Frankfurt. Galaxy not playing this week. It's their open day. Tomorrow to be Nordic and Munich. 2 perfect teams. Storm at 5-0, Ravens at 4-0. That's tomorrow. Ball will be kicked off from midfield on that Tirol Raiders logo that's stenciled in here at Tivoli Stadium. It'll be a touchback. (24-16) the score. It was 10-0 Prague. Raiders then led 13-10. Lions jump back ahead 17-13 at halftime. Field goal for Tirol after an opening turnover by the Lions to begin the second half. And Prague has come back with a touchdown of their own. Two teams trying to right the ship here. Midway through the third quarter. Desperate for a win. Koryavsky. Handoff. Left side to Hallswanter, who has a rushing touchdown today. And he's blasted by the Prague defender, Borkovic, who has a pick 6 already today.
Plays a little bit of everything, doesn't he, Shas? I mean, he can cover the middle. He can get to the edge. He can finish off rushers. If you can't tell, I'm a large Borkovic fan.
It's hard not to pull for that guy. He can spy also. Here's a catch on the near sideline for Tirol. That's Kantner. Austrian wideout. Homegrown product presents a third and very manageable here for Tirol. Crowd trying to get behind their hometown Raiders. Koryavsky feels the pressure and leads his man too far. Incomplete pass. He was looking for Lorenzo Bassi. And it's 4th and 4.
You see Krajinovic there kind of get pushed back. That's hard to do. That man is all of 6'8". And Tirol is going to not risk it. Put the ball in the air for Prague, and the Lions square on the momentum. You know, I'm just seeing this team that's been through the schedule that it's been through, right? They're saying, hey, we've seen the best this league has to offer twice in Nordic. And I'm not saying that they're going to win the whole thing, but they've been put through the adversity and the paces so much. And I'm seeing a team that's well coached, that's stayed together, good times and bad, and there have been more bad, but I just see a maturing team in red here from Prague.
There's no question. Operation has been more clean. They're playing with a certain level of confidence. Coming off their best game, albeit a loss, 31-18 defeat at Frankfurt. Here we are today, and they holding an 8-point lead. And Henderson, that man under center, or in this case, out of the shotgun. He's been terrific. And you've seen Prague use a variety of different weapons, not just Willie P. Here's Ojelka up the middle, across the 40. First down, Lions.
They're just gashing the defensive front for Tirol. Eventually, I expect them to try and throw a few other guys in the box, but look at that blocking. That's just a massive hole. And anytime you say you're getting gashed, that means you're not getting hit till 6-7 yards down the field. And that's what's happening here in this third quarter. Prague has found a weakness. And what happens when you get that play? It opens everything else up. So you're ripping off 10, 11 yards on first down on the ground. Other things start to become available to you.
Henderson hands it off to Zojelko again. He's like a battering ram, just bouncing off would-be tacklers. Another first down for the Lions.
And that's Yak there, Kyle, because he got hit maybe 2 yards into that play. He had his waist wrapped up pretty tight, but the strength of Zojelka, he stays upright and gets 8-9 yards after contact. You can't start this drive much better.
Henderson breaks the huddle, 1st and 10 in Tirol territory. Patterson aligned tighter on the right side of that offensive line. Handoff here. Gain of 8 yards. That's the backup running back, David Mahacek, the check. See Patterson trying to seal off the outside too. Mahacek remains in the game. The left side of Henderson. Gives the marching orders. Inside of 5 minutes to play in the third quarter.
Keep doing it till they don't stop it. Till they stop it.
Mahacek again, and he can't squirt free up the middle. Initial contact came. He fell forward, but he's going to be just short. A 3rd and 1 coming up for the Lions. Lurfelberger, Austrian defensive end, made that last stop. Fans trying to get behind their defense. Sort of no man's land here too. You wonder if it's 4-down territory for Prague. 2 chances at 1 yard. Henderson will take the first crack, and he is blown up behind the line. That's a loss on the play. Oh, the defense answered the bell there. 4th down upcoming for the Lions.
Gotta love some Precious Agbevo in there. His motor never stops running. He pushes this play and gets a decision for Henderson to be made early. And this just great defense by Raiders. I think they understood the importance of that down, and now it's decision time. And yep, it is no man's land. Biggest down of the game.
4th and 2, offense stays on the field. As we suspected, tight end in motion. Henderson out of the gun, has the snap. Keeps it off the right side of the line. Slices his way to the 30. First down, Lions.
Henderson has his pitch man and Willie P. But he's like, nope, this is all me. I've got a little seam this time. Exploit it. Move the sticks and really break Raiders' heart. So that is just a massive play there. But, you know, again, he had that option to get it out to his playmaker, Willie P. But I think Henderson, at the back of his mind, said, hey, I've had a terrific third quarter rushing the football. I'm going with it.
It was the right decision. Fresh set of downs. Handoff this time, Zhuzelka, and he is wrapped up and clobbered in the backfield. Nice stop made by that Tirol defense. Tackle there was made by the Raiders' Trey Rucker.
Yeah, I do think he's their best defender now. After watching him twice, he's only been with them 3 weeks. As far as guys that are, hey, I need someone to get the opposition to the ground. It's number 9 in white and silver, Trey Rucker.
Coming up on 1 minute to play in the third quarter, 2nd and 12. Just outside the 30-yard line, Tirol territory. Henderson under duress, steps up, hit as he throws. Ball is bouncing forward, and it's whistled in. An incomplete pass. His arm was moving forward, but that was ever so close, Jeff, as Tirol nearly forced another turnover.
Yeah, that was actually a ball that I was going to have to wait on the official's decision, because as he went back, the contact comes. Let's see this. Great look at it. Yeah, definitely. Ooh, yeah, as soon as I said definitely, I'm like, that could be a fumble. Ooh. Oh, it's close.
Yeah, he's still kind of cocking his arm back. I would favor more so that being a live ball than I would an incomplete pass, but it was blown dead. Referees were all over it. They made the initial decision, and now 3rd and 12. So Prague able to avoid catastrophe. Likely again 4-down territory. We'll see as Henderson finds an outlet on the near sideline. That is a reception for the Lions. That's Vadim Kalus.
You know, one thing that we've seen from Prague is sharing the pigskin. Kalus makes his first grab there. Several other guys have gotten their hands on it. Hasn't been all Willie P. Drzelka, I think, has had his best week of the season. A more than capable running back. They are not going to settle. They're going to try to go here.
4th and 1. Incomplete. Henderson looking for Patterson, and the Tirol defense stands tall. They tighten the clamps when they most needed to. And here in the final seconds of the third quarter, Tirol will get the football, trailing by just a touchdown. 2-point try would tie it, but what a massive, massive stop by Tirol. And I don't know if Prague and James Brooks were able to get a mulligan on that last play call. I think they would gladly take it.
Kick the ball. Kick the ball. I'm not saying that 24 or 27 points is going to win it, but I sure would feel pretty good getting a 2-possession game with 3.
Krajewski lofts it out left side. Pass is caught. That's the tailback, Tobias Benatti. Out of bounds, so clock stop with 3 seconds remaining. One final play coming in this third quarter. Tirol has gotten a field goal. Prague has gotten a touchdown. And Bailey getting worked down on the sideline. Yeah. And they will go ahead and just wind those final few seconds as our third quarter comes to a close. 24-16 is the score. Prague with an 8-point advantage. 4th and final quarter is heading your way next. It's Week 7 action of the European Football Alliance.
And Monday breaks it across the 35-30 down to the 25-yard line. A fake and a pass down the seam, cut to the 40-yard line to midfield. Big time for Frankfurt inside the 35, down to the 34-yard line. It's Shum with a big gainer. Looks like he wants to throw. Now he's going to run. And he darts inside of the 20. Look at the acceleration of the 10. Chambers goes in.
Start of the fourth quarter, Tirol with the football. Benatti will run it off the left side. Tirol is trailing 24-16. Here at home in Innsbruck, Tivoli Stadium, Week 7 action of the European Football Alliance with Jeff Haxton. I'm Kyle Schasberger. Appreciate all of you tuned in on YouTube or Fubo. One game coming up tomorrow, Nordic in Munich. Pair unbeatens. Here we have two teams looking for their first win. August 15th and 16th, and EFA Big Four will be played in Frankfurt. Krajewski on a 1st and 10, hands it off. And a burst of speed on the near sideline for Benatti as he rumbles for another Tirol first down.
Once this blitz gets picked up, watch it in the middle. Boom! Picked up right in the gap. That allows Benatti to get to the second level. Bounce it out, little stiff arm. Ball's under the right elbow. Huge play. Great job of the middle, that interior, picking up the blitz.
The stiff arm toe rim, too. Another handoff, Benatti, and he is rifled down immediately upon his entry. Huge stop made by Pazarurek.
Tomasz, the linebacker, 29 years old, from Czechia. And also Hike. Hike might have got a stinger on his shoulder. Now we're getting late into this game. The toll of all the action. There's not a ton of players on these teams. This is where fitness comes in.
Krajewski drops this snap, and fortunately, Benatti is able to smother it. Or Taco, rather, who was in on that play, Tim Taco. You're right, Jeff. Conditioning is paramount at this stage. Slim down rosters. Certain guys you can rely on. Not a lot of depth. Your ability to weather the storm, take on hits, and try to put your best foot forward in the final quarter. That's a difficult thing.
And you just can't make plays like that when you're already behind the chains. Bad snap, bad connection.
Deep ball from Krajewski down the seam. It's caught. What a reception inside the 10-yard line. Krajewski finds Felix Kantner. Flag on the play.
Kantner showed so much guts right there. I'm afraid it's coming back, but this is the best ball of the day for Krajewski right here. Best ball of the day. 3 defenders. Big hit at the end. Kantner keeps his concentration. Holds onto the pigskin. Beautifully done, but might be all for naught.
Flag was at the line of scrimmage. Okay. It goes against Prague.
Might have been a free play, Kyle.
Snap to Krajewski. He will toss it right side. Tonko racing towards the end zone. Touchdown, Tirol! The Raiders punch back. And now trail by just 2 in the fourth quarter.
We have a ball game.
Tim Tonko truck. And accelerate into the end zone. Now, Tirol will go for 2 to try and tie this ball game with 12:01 showing on the fourth quarter clock. Krajewski out of the gun, puts Carter in motion. Krajewski fires towards Carter, and he is hit, still fighting, diving for the pylon, and he got it! Oh my goodness! Carter would not be denied. He took a lick initially, but he was able to cut back up, make the extra effort. And Prague thought they had the stop. Instead, Carter had a little some extra. We're tied at 24.
I love the design of this play. It's one of those where you can kind of tell what's going on, right? You have him in motion. This is the touchdown. Downfield blocking. Tonko splashes into the end zone, following a 6'8", 340-pounder. And, yeah, you're going to get that one if you got him downfield blocking for you. When on the two-point conversion here, when he takes that lick from Hike, I'm thinking he's done. No way. Big hit. Stay. And that's a great call by the official there who's trying to step over things. When he puts his hands in the air, it's the right call. And you wouldn't expect anything but this kind of ball game from these two teams who are battling for their first win.
Yeah, don't tell these two this game doesn't mean anything. It means everything to them. Neither have tasted victory yet this year. We're in week 7. And it is coming down to the final quarter. We are deadlocked at 24. Back and forth affair. Tirol has had one lead at 13-10. Prague has been mostly in control, but they have not been able to put away the Raiders. The equalizer, the two-point try, diving for the pylon, the American Carter with a terrific play for the two-point try. Get a look at Rucker, who's star defensively for Tirol.
All right, Shas, I want to go back. Don't you think you kicked that field goal there, man? I know that's in the past now. But
yeah, but these are all things to keep in mind. When Prague went for it on 4th and 1, it would have been a lot to ask. It wasn't a chip shot. Nothing's a gimme in this league. We certainly know that. And Brooks rolled the dice, the head coach, and they did not get it. They turned the ball over on downs. Excellent point. Henderson hands it off to Zujelka, and he is hog-tied and whistled down behind the line of scrimmage. It's Precious again who's there. Jackson also on the stop.
I think straight up, Tirol has the better athletes overall. They're bigger and more physical. And Prague has a great approach as we have an injury.
I think it's Zujelka who's down.
They have a great approach. They have a nice balance of skill players. But as we gallop towards the finish line, who's going to have more in the tank? Kind of favored Tirol at this moment. The Raiders with the home crowd. They flipped the momentum to their side.
Zujelka has gone to his feet.
Good sportsmanship here. Yeah, I'd like to see that. Round of applause for a guy that's just a hard-nosed player, man. It's going to be, I think, a star. Been with teams in the Czech Republic since he was 18, 19 years old, Zujelka. Been in the league for 3 years now. Yeah, hope he's okay.
Second and 9 for Prague after the injury timeout. Clock restarts. We're tied at 24. Henderson looking right now over the middle and dropped by Bealey. The defender draped all over his backside. In coverage for Tirol, Milan Fabi. It's a huge, gargantuan third down. Not just for the Prague offense, but this Tirol defense. There's momentum squarely on their side. Can they get their offense back on the field? Henderson, Prague's signal caller, sitting in the pocket. He's gobbled up and dropped. Oh, a huge sack. Delivered by Benedikt Dorner.
Well, watch this. They try to pick up this blitz. It's just a whitewash. It's just a run through. Dorner squares up with a running back, Mahacek can't stay there. Mahacek has to get lower and protect his quarterback. He got rolled.
Now a flag prior to the punt. Prague might back up even more here. Or was a timeout called? Timeout Tirol, it would appear. But yeah, back to that last play, Jeff. You were helping illustrate just the effort from Dorner. That was a bull rush of epic proportions as he took out the backup tailback in Mahacek, who just came back into the ball game following the injury of Zuzelka. You wonder if Zuzelka would have fared any better trying to pick up that rush from Dorner. But Mahacek had no shot, and Dorner made the most of his opportunity.
It turned into a mini Oklahoma drill, right? It's a one-on-one situation there in between the pylons, and low man is going to win. Now, again, Mahacek, he's undersized in that situation, but we see guys in the NFL, college football, stand in there and protect their quarterbacks. He tried, but he just wasn't low enough.
Return by Carter up to the 30. And he is suplexed down after not much on the return. Fired up after the tackle is Tomasz Nguyen.
So let me tell you a little bit about why I love this league, okay? We've seen number 13 there with the visor, Tomasz Nguyen. We've seen him helping guys with cramps. We've seen him on the sideline mostly. Like, he's been like half trainer, half gunner. You have to be ready to do everything in these games. I just love his emotion there as you get a nice start here to this drive for Raiders. But, man, if you got a jersey, you better be ready to participate.
At any moment, your name could be called. And what do you make of that opportunity? How do you seize it? As Halswanter had a nice first down carry into that Prague sideline. We're tied at 24. Tirol trailed 10-0. Two early interceptions from Krajewski, including a pick six. But they've overcame it to this point. Now Krajewski is going to dial one deep over the middle. Carter has it, stays on his feet, stumbles, rumbles his way for six. And Tirol is ahead 30-24.
All the way back for Raiders. You could see the backside of this Prague defense find themselves in trouble. All it takes is this little zone read fake. One step forward, and then I saw multiple white and silver and helmets and jerseys flash deep. So did the quarterback, Krajewski. He says, jackpot, 6.
Extra point, splits the uprights. It's 31-24. Tirol with their largest lead in this contest. Once down 10-0, they're now ahead 31-24, and we've got less than 10 minutes remaining. Krajewski with a perfect pass. You said it right, Jeff. Jackpot for Carter.
Well, and in rhythm, thrown perfectly, nose up spiral. And I think Carter's one of your MVPs of this ball game. From the blocks that he's made as a wide receiver, catching kicks, staying on his feet after being hit. This kid has done everything.
And the two-point conversion, the extra effort, and taking that initial contact, helping his team tie the game at 24. Last time Tirol had the football, and now delivering in a huge spot. What a connection, Krajewski to Carter. Fans love it here in Innsbruck, Tivoli Stadium, in the shadows of the Alps. Hike is back to return. He will take it out. Sprints up the near sideline, close to the 25-yard line.
Okay, this is the time that the Prague Lions have to reestablish that they're in this game. It's been about 6 or 7 minutes of all Raiders, and they have to find a way to temper that ball of momentum that's rolling right at them, get that balance back offensively, take some time off this clock, reestablish themselves. It's going to be a lot easier said by me than done.
Henderson out of the gun. Sujelka is back in the ball game. He was flanked on his hip. A pass is complete out to Patterson as he sprints down the far sideline, and he might have the touchdown. He does. He saunters across the goal line. A huge answer from Prague as Henderson hooks up with Patterson for the touchdown. And they are now an extra point away from tying this game.
Maybe a lot easier done than said, because you've got Willie P on the other end of this thing. I tell you, great job by Henderson to stay alive. He takes a couple of bumps. He steps up in the pocket, finds the most dangerous guy in red, and that's number 2, and he makes magic. He takes a shot, tight ropes the sideline, and then does a little dance, baby, into the end zone. What a ball game.
Patterson is that man. He is so dynamic. A breakdown for the Tirol defense. They fought so hard to come back, take the lead, and then instantly, in a flash, Prague comes right back, and now a PAT away from tying this game at 31. Hubron on for the try. Snap, hold, kick is true. There is a flag on the field.
Might be some illegal hands to the face. I see a red lid down on the turf. That's Hrdlíka. Lost his helmet there. I'm just guessing at this point, Kyle, because on the flag, seeing that helmet on the ground might have some hands up into the face.
It's good logic. Here's another look at the touchdown pass. Henderson stepping up in the pocket beautifully.
How do you not get him out of bounds? I thought
he was out of bounds. You expected it. He was pushed. Kind of a half-hearted effort there, like a game of tag, and he never got out of bounds. Good on Willie P.
Jonas Fuschelberger. He's got to rock him out of bounds. Instead, it was like you said, like two-hand touch. Oh, you've got to be more physical. Oh.
That's brutal. That is the sort of tape right there that you're going to want to burn, and burn in a hurry, and hope no one sees that again on a loop. Unfortunately, it will be, because it's Willie Patterson, and all he does is make plays. And we're tied now at 31. Patterson's 4th touchdown reception of the season. Carter will take the kick out, weaving his way across the 20, 30. Another dome piece pops off the head. These helmets aren't securely fastened at all here today.
Kokoschka got in there with a tackle and lost the helmet. I love it anytime 18's got the ball, because anything can happen. That's really good acceleration. And this is EFA football right here. Stick your nose in there. That's what Fuschelberger should have done the previous play. You're really at this point proud of Prague because the momentum was so much on Raiders' side. They strike back. Here we go. Tied at 31.
Carrying the football is Benatti on first down. Borgovich on the stop. He had a pick six to make this a 10-0 ball game in the first quarter. Krajewski out of the gun. Rolling to his right, fires far sideline. And pass is caught. Close to that first down marker.
Yeah, just a little flood route there. Spin around. It looked like that it was covered on the onset there when Krajewski focused downfield, but he used every bit of the field that he could to get this to third and short.
Another tight formation here for Tirol. Carter, the lone wide receiver, the left side of the line. Surging forward.
A little short.
Benatti can't get the first down. Would appear to be maybe not quite a full yard, but inches. Based on the reaction from some of the Prague defenders, though, yeah, they might have gave him the first. First and 10 it is as seconds continue to melt away in this final quarter. We're tied at 31. Glad you're with us, folks. It's been a fun one. Two winless teams. It's been a knockdown, drag-out fight. Now running is Benatti. Inside the 45. Prague territory.
Yeah, this looks jumbled at the start, and I think Benatti just took the leadership role over there and basically just said, I'm taking it from you. Because Krajewski was stumbling. And Benatti, I think he made that decision. Hey, my man, my countryman here, as far as being on this team together, I'm taking the rock.
Krajewski, another running play to Benatti. He is stonewalled after a gain of maybe one. To the 44. Mashik on the stop.
And that's something to note there, Kyle. Remember, he went out with what appeared to be a right arm injury. He's back out and playing, so that's a great sign.
Tirol taking their time and breaking the huddle. Looking to pull back ahead. Benatti in motion in the pre-snap. Here's Krajewski. Rifles one over the middle. Carter has the catch at the 40.
Oh, what do you do?
It's third and short for Tirol.
And I'm thinking more in terms of, since it's short, just take a little bit more of a shot. Oh, man, not that short.
Yeah, it's a long short. 3rd and 5.
But you are in that no man's land, so you might just try to get some of it to go for it on 4th if you can't get all of it.
Pass is caught right at the marker, falling forward. Platzgumer hadn't said his name since early in the first half. That'll get it done.
Yeah, he's a good player, Kyle, and reliable, and that one delivered right on the money.
So we won't get to see what will happen on 4th down. I would have thought, that would have been a difficult decision, certainly, knowing you're in a tie ball game. Krajewski tosses to Benatti. Benatti has some space, real estate, far sideline, still running, diving for the end zone. It's Tim Tonko. And it's a touchdown. Tirol. They're back on top.
Big time play and downfield blocking. And what I like about this play is they pitch it backwards to him to get a little bit of extra space to get going. So that lateral kind of backwards pitch lets the blocking set up. You've got pulling linemen, downfield blocking from the wide receivers. And he goes flying into the end zone for the lead.
Extra point, splash is through, and it's 38-31 Raiders.
Yeah, we've seen everything in this game. I don't put anything out of the realm of possibility in these final 5 minutes. But this is just the best blocked play of the day. There's the big fella, 6'8", Krajinovic. Look at him. He can run. Pave the way, big fella.
How about this move by Taco here? A little whoop. Able to slip, juke his way back towards the hashes, and wins the foot race to the far side pylon. Put that on the list of things you love to see. Tim Taco, another touchdown for him. Tim Taco fan club is fired up, rightfully so.
Well, this just turned out to be a gorgeous evening, too. The sun rays coming in late over the Alps. I mean, dial us up some perfection, Chaz.
It is exquisite indeed. The game is delivered. Here's Hike running it out. Up the center of the field. Across the 40. He is pummeled there. But an excellent return by Ken Hike Jr. See where this ball is spotted, just shy of midfield, but across the 45 to the 46. That's where Hike set him up on the return. Now Prague was able to score in the blink of an eye following the last Raiders touchdown when they went ahead by 7. See if the defense can lock in and tackle better. Henderson keeps it himself, has the seam as he slashes his way towards the 40-yard line. First down run for Jalen Henderson.
J6. This is really good work on the play fake. My eyes went with the running back. This is just good ball handling and then the athleticism to run through a couple of arm tackles. So you had 2 great steps, right, so far. Hike's return, terrific starting field position, and then his terrific first down.
Beatley in motion. He motors to the left side of the line. 1st and 10. Henderson fires over the middle. Pass is caught. Weaving his way to the 25, to the 20. Gunning for the end zone inside the 5. It's a touchdown. Radim Katlus. He provides his own answer. 6 points for number 7. And Prague is within a PAT of tying this thing late in the 4th.
Yeah, it just looked like a basic route, right? And then once Katlus makes the catch, now he's already coming to the middle of the field, but you could feel his eyes light up like, oh my, I've got space to the left side. I think I got 6 here. And he did. And these teams, it's like the Old West, a shootout here between Prague and Raiders.
It has been a lot of fun. Fireworks in abundance in Innsbruck. A very important PAT try from Eric Hubron. Pure. And with 3:56 to play in the 4th quarter, we're tied at 38. And yeah, if I'm Radim Katlus, I'm celebrating in similar fashion as he raises his arms and celebrates his kicker coming through to tie the game. What a run.
And again, it's just terrible tackling by Raiders, if we're being honest. I mean, that's a play that's designed for 8 to 10 yards, a possession type play. But then missed tackle. All of a sudden he's free.
So again, we see Prague with the quick answer. And that's just a gut punch again. 2 times consecutively, Tirol takes a touchdown lead. Seems like they squarely got momentum. That was Matthias Helmamose, Danish center, celebrating, having fun with the camera crew. Appreciate all their work.
I appreciate that. I appreciate a little fun, man. Let's have fun. It's 38-38, and the Alps are backdrop. I mean, it's terrific.
Absolutely stunning. The views here at Tivoli Stadium. It'll host the inaugural championship game August 29th. Carter brings it out of the end zone for Tirol, trying to get behind one of his blockers, but he's bottled up and sandwiched down. Bolkovich is one of the first on the scene. Dakota Thomas also hike in the vicinity afterward. So Prague has had an answer after each of the previous touchdowns very quickly. Raiders have the football in a tie game. See how exotic they might get with 3:50 to play in the game. Are they going to look to just ram the ball down the throats of this Prague defense? Krajewski is out of the gun. A lot of pressure being shown in the box. Handed off. It's Halswalter towards the 35. That's a first down for Tirol.
See, Prague's thinking like you are, Shaz. He's like, okay, they're going to try and run it right down our throat. They load the box, but it doesn't matter. Key blocks get this thing popped for a big-time first down gain here for Raiders. And, again, that's got to give them incredible confidence. With the ball in hand, you might want to just take your time in between these plays a little bit. I think you can finish it off if you're Raiders, if you time it right.
Halswalter tripped up as soon as he leaked through his offensive lineman, line of scrimmage. Prague nails that one down defensively. I agree with you, Jeff. Be extra deliberate. Utilize this time. You're thinking about what is the range, right? What is the range for Janata Loria, your field goal kicker? Love to get it inside the 30, I would imagine, of Prague. You got a ways to go. About 30 yards, 35 yards. Here's a completion out to Carter. That'll help. Cross the 50, far sideline 40, 35, 30, 20, 10, 5. Touchdown! Touchdown, Tirol! They strike in a huge way. Krajewski to Carter. And the Raiders are back in front.
Yeah, Raiders said enough of that slow play right here. They said we got the most talented guy on the field right now, and he's wearing 18 in white. He's just the fastest guy. I mean, the explosion that we're seeing from here in this second half of him, Carter, been with the team a couple of weeks. Uh-oh.
Oh, and the PAT is missed. Might have been partially deflected.
Oh, more drama.
Oh, my goodness. So now all Prague
There's your
needs,
offensive MVP.
Yeah, Carter. Another look at this catch. Again, not designed for, I think, what the end result was necessarily, much like the Prague touchdown previously. 62 yards to the house for Carter.
And let's give Platzkummer a lot of credit here. Downfield, hand fighting, get in the way. Just let my guy, who's like a Lamborghini, let him hit the accelerator pedal. I'm going to block downfield. Yeah, Mom, 6 more.
Carter at this stage, yes, I would say the MVP of the ball game, no question. But Prague still with time on the clock, down by just 6. Jalen Henderson and William Patterson and Ken Hike Jr. here are going to have a lot to say as Hike will run it out towards his sideline. Another healthy return. 19 seconds away from the 2-minute warning. Prague has 3 timeouts. So essentially 4 when the clock will stop at 2 minutes. And Jeff, a PAT can win and from a Tirol standpoint would lose this game.
Yeah, and I think we've done a pretty good job tonight on guys that have gone out of the game and come back in. Zajelka is one of those guys. Remember, he was going off. Number 11 right there. He's back to protect his quarterback, be a check down guy. Here we go.
Henderson keeps it himself. He's swallowed up, gobbled in the backfield. Hobson flies through and delivers the hit. A loss on the play to bring us to the 2-minute warning.
Hobson. Just flat out mean on this play.
Initial hit was delivered by Lurfelberger. You said his name a few times here tonight. Hobson, a defensive tackle from Nigeria. As we're here in the 2-minute warning, a 6-point ball game. Tirol with a 44-38 advantage. The defense is trying to put the final nails down. But Prague has been so explosive. Each of these teams have. It's been as advertised between two teams that have struggled mightily this year. Both winless, but both still playing for so much, hoping to turn the corner with a win here today. And still mathematically in contention for the playoffs in that 4th and final most coveted spot. Kyle Schasberger and Jeff Haxton here to give you the final 2 minutes. Second down for the Lions. Henderson will break the huddle. And will line up with 5 wide. 2 to the left, including Patterson in the slot. Trio wide out to the right.
Under here.
Henderson drops back. Uncorks one over the center of the field, and it's caught. It's Matty Bealey. Oh, what a massive catch for Matty Ice.
Now this time they do send Willie P deep. This is a streak route. There he goes, right there. That gets Ice downfield. They just slip Bealey underneath that play. So Willie P gives a lot of space. Bealey fills the hole.
Henderson feels the pressure. He rifles one towards the far sideline, underthrown. Contested 2. Well by Tirol. There in coverage was Jan Meyerhofer. Henderson was looking for Bealey again.
Textbook defense here. Meyerhofer. Defender on the left shoulder. Hand extended. Swat it down to the turf. Do it on 2nd down and 10.
Prague might be forced to call a timeout here when they don't want to. Clock already stopped on the incompletion. They're just breaking the huddle with 3 and 2 on the play clock. Now 1. Doesn't seem like anybody's really aware. Here's the snap. Henderson escaping to his right is going to hurl one downfield and out of bounds. He throws it away.
Yeah, Unger forced him to throw that ball. Flag down. See what that's about.
holding on the defense. Automatic first down. Oh, what a killer for Tirol. What'd you say earlier, Jeff? Whoever makes the last mistake, not necessarily who has the ball last, whoever makes the last most critical mistake, and there's one of them there that's going to help benefit Prague.
I still feel like it applies. Whoever makes the last big mistake might find themselves still winless.
From the 33 of Tirol, Henderson slicing towards the 25. And he's annihilated there towards the first down marker. Very close. Should be a 2nd and 1 for Henderson. As you can see, the offensive lineman for Prague in significant pain. That's Yaroslav Hrdilichka, who lost his lid and then might have gotten hit in the head afterwards.
That's the second time his helmet's come flying off. Unless he pulled it off after the play. Maybe a poke in the eye. Can't rule that. Yeah, he's holding his eyes there, and then when the play is over, he gets that helmet off. He might have taken a shot to the eyeballs there. Yeah. Oh, he's hurting. It's warfare in those trenches.
I'm sure Dilichka is going to be all right. Still wincing and covering his eyes.
I don't think he can see very well right now.
No.
So he's getting some help over there. Just lead me over here. I'll recover, but help me get to the sideline. And crowd is into it for Raiders.
And the Raiders defense make one more defensive stand here on this offensive possession for Prague. Field goal does you no good. You need a touchdown, and that'll tie the game after a missed PAT from Tirol on their last touchdown. This game has been bonkers. Henderson with a pitch right side. Zhuzelka drops it, but Johnny on the spot is one of the Lions' tight ends, and then he coughs it up. That's Havelka, who was here to pick up the loose change from Zhuzelka. And I think Prague is going to maintain possession.
Okay, fumble, catch a fumble. Are you down with the fumble? Okay, nice little snare there. Yeah, I think he's down.
Havelka, the tight end, right place, right time.
Yeah, thank goodness for Havelka.
What a near disaster situation for Prague. On the pitch from Henderson to Zhuzelka. I don't think we'll see that play again here in the final 47 seconds.
4 down territory no matter what.
It's 3rd and 3. Maybe closer to 4. Ball is spotted at the 26-yard line. Got to get to the 23. Henderson, a keeper. First down and more. He charges towards the 15, and Prague still with a pulse. Clock is
you don't have to do anything
along.
crazy here. Just, you have one timeout. Get up, get the play that you want. Do it in a hurry, though.
The timeout just utilized because now you wasted another 12, 15 seconds.
Well, that'd be brutal for Prague if they had to take a timeout in this situation. They really needed to save that, because if you don't, now you're thinking, okay, the entire middle of the field really doesn't matter unless you want to take a huge risk on your timing. But if you have the timeout, all your playbook is open. A zone read, draw play, screen plays. If you see the defense's back, try to go under. But if you don't have that timeout moving forward, man, your options, I think, become very limited because just 24 seconds is on that clock.
Our officials are discussing. This is a significant discussion here. James Brooks is seemed to be questioning some of the correspondence he's receiving. Some very tense moments. Oh, and a penalty against Prague. Personal foul?
So he got the first down. It's a dead ball penalty on a personal foul. That is a massive mistake. Now, Prague will have that timeout. Coach Brooks is really, I think, tried to get as much of an explanation as he can because that is such a big, big call. A little bit of time back
yards
on the clock to 33 seconds.
It'll push you out just outside the 30-yard line instead of being at the 15. Creates a little bit more space, too, if you're trying to spin this positively. More time added, as you indicated, Jeff. 33 seconds left. Prague down 6. Touchdown will tie it. PAT could win it. Henderson rifles towards the sideline. It's caught inbounds. Clock will continue to roll. Oh, a crucial mistake there. It looked like there was opportunity to get to the sideline and stop the clock. So Prague will be forced to spend that last time out. Just a small chunk of yards, too, that the Lions were able to gain.
Yes, you're in the position now that if you can't guarantee catching that and getting out, you're a lot more beneficial just dropping the thing and keeping the timeout. I mean, you move it just a little bit forward, cash in your timeout. And I know that's from a guy just watching the game, but man, that thing is designed to get you out of bounds. That's why you run down 5 yards, make a break to the boundary. That's what it's designed for. Didn't get it executed. Still plenty of hope, but your options as far as your playbook really shrink.
No timeouts left for Prague. 2nd and 5. Henderson, quick out to Patterson. Patterson with room to roam. Up the middle, squirts free of one tackler inside the 5. Willie P., the playmaker, has the Lions at the doorstep, and the offense has got to move. No timeouts. Clock continuing to roll. It's a first down. Will they clock it? Henderson under center. And there's the spike. With 6 seconds remaining, down 6. Number 6 is facing the most important stage of his team's season.
All right, shelve everything. If he can make a play like that, you got to find a way to draw something up for number 2, Willie Patterson. That play was tremendous. I do think if you get it designed right, you've got 2 snaps, but you can't have any indecision. You have to find a way to get this snap, release, give yourself a chance there, and if it doesn't work, another chance. 6 seconds is enough to get 2.
Henderson out of the gun from the 5-yard line. 6 seconds remaining. Prague is down 6. Snap to Henderson. Jalen towards the end zone. Caught by Bealey. Touchdown. We're tied. 3 seconds left. Lions are a PAT away from possibly winning this game.
Just pure poise by Henderson. Grit, will, determination. And Bealey, your reigning EFA Player of the Week, says, I'm your guy. Yeah, we got Willie P., but I'm your guy as well. Strap in. This is for the marbles.
A PAT to win the ball game. Kick from Hubron is good. 45-44. Still 3 seconds remaining, and that's what James Brooks is urging of his team. You got to cover one more kick or potentially one more play.
How close was that thing to missing? How close was that thing?
Game of inches, Jeff. What a pass.
That's just
Bealey.
great route running. Yeah. Bealey, as he goes, he does that shoulder open to his right, immediately cut left. That's a surgical route. He's got big dreams, Bealey. This guy may be able to do unbelievable things in the EFA.
The offense rose to the occasion for Prague. Tremendous execution. In a hurry-up offense, they were able to matriculate down the field, overcome a personal foul, penalty, losing 15 yards. They still find a way. And now, how about the kickoff that goes out of bounds? And
Makes
Tirol
no sense.
is going to have one play at the end zone.
Nonsense there. Just roll it down the middle of the field and let them try their lateral play. I'm telling you, you can't write anything into stone until those 3 seconds are gone.
Oh, the twists and turns of this one. What a roller coaster. Tirol will have one play. Juan Fata, head coach for the Raiders. Lions head coach James Brooks. They can remove the headsets. It all comes down to this. 60 yards from all the glory for Tirol here at home. Krajewski steps up, showcases the arm to the end zone, and it's intercepted. Prague wins. The Lions roar back. In the final seconds, they get a touchdown and a PAT to hold off Tirol 45-44.
Dakota Thomas comes down with the interception. And Prague, congratulations. You've earned this celebration.
And what a gut punch. Such heartbreak on the Tirol sideline. Obviously the jubilation from Prague. But for Tirol, a team that twice took a touchdown lead, missed an extra point, not once but twice, got one back with the 2-point try, but then missed another, which enabled Prague to just get that extra point and one more stop. And the interception for Dakota Thomas. Hike and Patterson embracing on the sideline. Well done all around for Prague, which is gut-wrenching for Tirol. Jeff, it's been fantastic. It's been a blast to call this one with you. 45-44. What a ball game. And you're right. You said it earlier. I think we saw a little bit of everything. And it came down to the finish in the final seconds. And Prague gets their first win of the year, improving to 1-5. Tirol falls to 0-5.
Just a very fun game to be a part of, Kyle. I really enjoyed every second of it with you. It had everything. And congratulations to the Lions. And keep your head up to roll. Got a lot of pieces. Prague just made one extra play.
Appreciate you very much, Jeff. You and I will be in contact. I'm sure we'll be on a game here shortly again as this CFA season continues. Week 7 coverage will continue tomorrow with Nordic and Munich. For our entire EFA crew, though, and all of you listening, watching, YouTube, Fubo, I appreciate all of you. For Jeff Haxton, I'm Kyle Schasberger. Final score here at Innsbruck. Prague, a winner, 45-44 over the Raiders of Tirol.
Yeah. You ready? Hey. Let's go. Back. I'm at my prime. I don't need your endorsement. I don't need reinforcement. Giving you your last warning, cause I'm at my prime.